All right. This is going to be a dev stream, obviously. Yeah. What was I trying to do? Oh yeah, I need to close this. Okay. So, I need to make sure that a bug I reported is still present. So this is demo 5. And I am not going to ambitiously say I'll finish level 4. But I want to at least have the flow for the dungeon established tonight, to some extent. Meaning I have all the rooms made. I don't yet know what's in each of the rooms, but there's enough present that I think I'll be able to... Basically, I don't have any keys or locks anywhere. So it's... trying to just see if there's a good flow to the place. Okay, I need to do a test here. Super easy test. Oh, that was fun. Okay, that seemed to behave. For anyone wondering, that dialogue pop-up is just because this is unlicensed software. Unlicensed, like Microsoft. Yeah, I'm just making sure that this bug is still present. And then if it's not, then I can confirm. Yep, this bug's fixed. Don't worry about it. Hey, this is demo 5. I never changed my file name to demo 5. Nice. Alright. No crash. Cool. So, you know what? Screw it. Congratulations. We are now on demo 5 for the first time, despite the fact that I have as much as I do. Anyway, yeah, so I don't really know how I'm going to go about this. I just kind of have magic everywhere. Obviously not everything is going to be magic. Some things are going to actually be things. Like that actually probably will be the... is audio working? Congratulations. It is. Okay, YouTube is giving me the crap saying that your audio bitrate is 0. I think that'll be the boss key. I guess I'm not actually 100% sure. I don't know how I want to go about this. I'm thinking just like a mental walkthrough. Like I'll just walk through it, you know, like this. And then perhaps I could even establish music if this doesn't take too long. Anyway. So yeah, this is level 5. Hang on. Crap. This. I'm getting rid of all the demo 4 stuff. Yes. Okay. So, let's see. You get the lens of truth in here. Now, yeah, see, a lot of these rooms don't have anything going. Okay, maybe before... Well, no, I want to know what the flow is. Okay. You're not going this way. that upper path is blocked. So I don't want to force the player to take that path until they can take it. Otherwise, that's just going to cause unnecessary backtracking. I kind of like the idea of this being a key because quite honestly, it takes effort to get in there. You can't just walk in. You got to go over here, go back here, hit that switch, go back here, go back here. Hey, here. Okay, you know what? I'm going to just be a nice guy and not make you have to screen transition one extra unnecessary time. So I found a nice stair. Here we are. I've been using other combos for stairs when these are just nice. Like, use nice ones. That's not the right. Yeah, there we go. See, I'm a nice guy. I won't make you go like this, then this. Also, that wall kind of just does that. Uh-huh. Well, ain't that a little awkward? Okay, we're just gonna go with the cop-out solution, I guess. How about you just go off screen onto a screen that isn't a screen, so I don't need to worry about it. Or I can make that wall persist and get nothing accomplished. Okay. So you get an item there. You can immediately go down these stairs, which maps out to the screen. So that's just a switch run. That could be key blocked. Ooh, maybe that'll be key blocked. Maybe to get down to the cell blocks, I will force you to need a key. And then there's this way. Do you have another way of getting there? You do not. You know, why don't I have some music playing just so it's not dead silent? And then you won't hear my keyboard clicks. Yes, level 4, thank you. Well, I apparently never established this. Whoops. Level 4 is like somewhere. There you are. Man, I can't believe I never set this up. I'm gonna assume it's 37. Oh, that ain't it. 73. What do you know? Shoot, I don't remember what room that was. Okay. So 2036. Oh. XY planes. 36. There you are. Okay. Hi. Forgot that was like that. Is that too loud? I don't know if that's too loud. There you are. Why is stream so delayed? Okay. Oh my god, I'm still setting it up. It's supposed to be like a few seconds. Hi. Okay, apparently it's fine. It's extremely loud for me. Okay, just, you know, have something playing in the background. Yeah, so you go this way, you hit that switch, you go on a switch run. Yeah, that takes me there. And then here, You can access that. You can access that. You can go all the way down here. It would have been nice if you could access this whole thing another way. I don't know how I could do that in a nice way, though. There are these... There is this staircase, which lines up right there, which is an isolated situation. I think you kind of have to just not, I guess. Because, like, this whole sequence in here... So I've never liked this sequence. So the idea here, using the lens reveals the staircase. It also reveals those. See, this is what the room looks like. Actually, that's not what it looks like. How does it look? Reveal layer 2. So this is hidden. Okay, that's a problem. Why does that show like that? Oh, because something's screwed up. Yeah, so that's the thing. They're actually not lit. How did I think this would work? Well, what actually was my goal for this room? Reveal layer 2. What? Why are there... Whoops. Why are there torches? Like that. So for revealing layer 2, I'm genuinely confused here. I don't remember what my plan was with this. Because, like, you do that. Yeah, see, now the staircase shows up. Like, the platforms reveal that there's a thing here, though. Oops. Okay, yeah, cool. Why wouldn't the platforms be there on... They'd be on layer 1 or layer 2. But the one I chose? That's not correct. Huh. Okay, first of all, there shouldn't be anything here. These layers. Because what's the point of the puzzle then, if you could just outright see it? Of course, that looks a little odd. That's just kind of what's going to have to happen. So that makes way more sense to me. Technically, this is B1. That's more like it. That looks efficient. And then... Okay, so now that's the issue. I think... this will be... How does that look? I'm so confused. Why did adding those flags completely remove the fact that these exist. That's what it should look like, and then this is what it should reveal. Oh, God dang it. Yeah, hi. That's there. Why am I seeing this? Is it literally because of the flags? Why did I... Hang on. Sure. So annoying that that's how that has to go. Hang on. How did I do that? So I did that there. Why can't they do that? That doesn't make any sense to me. But fine. 16, 17, 18, 19. 18. 20 is right facing. Left facing. Between. I don't like that I have to do it this way. But yet I can't. It's kind of stupid that I can't do the same thing on layer. It's like layer 0 overrides something. Anyway, take me somewhere with music. That works, sure. So again, you enter from here, and this is just assuming you take this particular path. This is the what I'm going to call the progression path. So I could see keys being blocked here, or like blocking here. However, I do like the idea of you finding yourself into the first cell block fairly early on, just because it's kind of like, so this is a prison, so the lowest floor is a prison. There's 4 prison blocks. And you got block 1, block 2, block 3, block 4. I think that actually is in that order. Like, that is actually what I'm calling them. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Although, I mean, I guess NSEW would have been nicer. North, south, east, west. Anyway, that doesn't really mean much. I literally put the cell block numbers in there. That's what these signs say. Literally just to make the player, like, just to help them remember. And the idea is... Oh, no, what the heck? 351. 352. This will be 353. So it goes clockwise. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Sorry. Okay, so I do like the idea of allowing that progression. Basically, like, you could just go boop, 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 boop down the stairs. However, I do think other things should block you. I kind of like the idea of a lock here. So it's kind of hard to follow this path right off the bat because, like I said, this is the progression path. Okay, no, I still need to figure out what's going on here. So, triggering those torches. So, okay, you get the lens in these stairs. So the thought process I had was in this room, which, by the way, this room is no longer using secrets. I originally was using secrets for this, but now I'm not. So I can have some kind of secret thing there. To kind of force you, well, and that's the thing too. I don't like the idea of forcing the player. I like that concept of like let them roam and see if they find the efficient path. Because one thing I found in some quests is that the most straightforward path is not necessarily the most efficient, and you know, it's like sometimes going down a path that literally leads to a switch will save you time in the long run. You know, like that kind of thing. So I don't like the idea of. Then again, I do like the idea of this room having a lens block here. I mean, this is a lens screen. Like these are hidden. In fact, they're hidden underneath. Well, this is what the room looks like when you use the lens. You see that, and I kind of like the idea. So this is a particularly hard dungeon to work with because the lens is not. It's it's it isn't, but it is a blocking item in the sense that it's not like the arrows where you could just have an arrow trigger. You have to hit. If you don't hit it, you can't proceed. With the lens, it's just kind of like, let's hide some stuff, and you're most likely not gonna suss out the secret. But if you've already played the game, you'll know what to do. So you'll be able to just kind of do it. Whoa, that had a lot of. Oh, I know why. Never mind. And that's the difficulty. It's like I need to make lens stuff that actually can stop your progress. Even if you know what to do, you know you need the lens to do it. And that's where having like moving things helps. But then there's also things like this where I literally have something like this combo will only trigger if you use the lens in this room. So that is a tangible block by the lens. But I don't want to, I want to use that sparingly because, you know, the concept of the lens is the stuff exists, it's just hidden, you know? So, I do like the idea of one of these switch situations being key blocked. However, if I lock these switches behind a key block, it actually encourages the player to go for the lens first, because then this path will be blocked, yet you'll be able to go through here. But now, again, that's assuming they know to use the candle here, or, you know, use the candle here and then shoot an arrow across. It doesn't. It's irrelevant. This is hard because this is the big progression path. This is kind of the big open area of the dungeon. Whereas, like, say you go left off of the bat, this is actually fairly linear. I like this room because you get here so soon. Like, you could just kind of get right here. But this side is like, this is literally the deepest point in the dungeon. Maybe the second deepest point. But then you go through here, you go down. And here you have decent progression. I currently have the map being given here, but obviously that can change. And it probably will change. I like the idea of giving you the map early, but on the flip side, I like it being later because then, you know, there's that whole thing where it like focuses you to actually pay attention and try to memorize things. And if you get the map early, you can just kind of use it as a crutch. So I might change that to a key. In fact, I think I'm going to change that to actually magic. Shoot. Well, not like that. Magic is kind of my placeholder. I found out that R is room data. That's super convenient. I feel like I knew that at one point and then forgot. Okay, that's magic for now. So you can't get through here. Although, again, technically you can if you know the way through. Which is a problem that can be solved. Ooh, I know a good way to solve that. It's not foolproof. Anyone who would have the lens and would use the lens would use it fairly early on once you see these. So I could have a barrier here that blocks your path, and then once you use the lens, then it goes away. If you don't have the lens, you'll just see a barrier and you're just like, oh, I must need the lens to know what to do to get past this. Okay, I've talked myself into doing this. So I essentially need something like this. I don't know why I'm copying both of them when all I need is this guy. So the idea here... Honestly, I could just kind of toss these wherever. So literally all this does is it's triggered lens on... I think it actually... No, it doesn't do anything other than combo change. So it goes to whatever the next combo is. So it'll go to this. So page 23. Shoot. Oh, crap. Page 27. There we go. Oof. Wait, lock block? Oh. Copycat. Okay. I actually do like the idea of using this. Page 23. I'm being dumb. So... No, wait. No, no, no. God dang it. I'm just gonna basically do a full... Oh, I didn't need to check all that, but a full copy. And then we're gonna change your tile to my transparent one. Okay. Nice. Obviously, it'll be difficult to force... Oh, hi. Say goodbye. Oh, that's nice. Why that? I don't understand. That's my transparent tile that I use all over the place. Okay, you guys are annoying. But why though? That's literally the tile I use for everything that I need transparency for. I'm so confused. Like, literally... Like, combo 0. That uses that. Well, it shouldn't matter. Any of these should technically work. In fact, the big one I use is 39. That's my solid one. What do I use here? Exactly. All right, well, this is very confusing why this is doing this. I mean, I'm actually at a loss. Like, that's my invisible tile that I use for everything. What if I use this? I'd expect there to be a black square there then. Wait, what? Okay, now I'm confused. Why did it... Hang on. Why did that do literally nothing? Okay, so it's pretty clear something is absolutely screwed up. I know exactly what went wrong. This'll work. I think I know what went wrong. Yep, I know what went wrong. This combo still had the properties of this combo, which when you activating the lens would cycle. So it was actually cycling to this, which looks like that, but it actually is that tile. In fact, if I go to edit combo, yeah, see, that actually is that. Okay, so you know what? I want good music. Not that this isn't good music. I chose it after all, but let's go to really good music. Oh God. Of course, I was on that screen. Leave. That's awesome. Okay, so only goes away when you use the lens. Unfortunately, I can't do like a screen state carryover, I don't think. But anyway, so this is an item run. That's a branching path. This is another branching path. That leads to what? Something you can't do. Okay, so see, here's an example. I've been using these for my stairs, but in reality, my other ones are a lot nicer. I mean, they're just consistent. I'm going to have to look for every instance of these and swap it with this. It just works better. The only problem is I don't have a diagonal. I custom made these diagonals. Then again, what I made them for is no longer present. So I guess I could actually get... Like, there's going to be no locations. Yeah. I do try to delete combos I have no interest for anymore. I do generally remember why I made them. But anyway, so that's a path you can't do. So basically, pre-lens, assuming that the player doesn't cheat and, you know, moreover, they don't know what they can do without the lens. So basically, stage one of things. Let's make this a key, actually. Let's just go ahead and make this a key. God dang it. Ugh. Okay. So that's one key. So you go through this whole gauntlet for a key. I do still like the idea of this. You know what? This would actually be a good map spot. Early on, if you experiment, you could get it early. Otherwise, not until you get the lens, which is not for a while. I like that. Like, you're literally 2 rooms from the entrance, you see the map, but it's tantalizing, you know? Now, if you did shoot an arrow, throw fire, you would get it. But, you know, this is what the room looks like. So initially, you see the lens icon symbol, but what in the world do you do, you know? And if anyone did somehow do that very specific sequence of things, I applaud you. Or you just knew what to do, and congratulations, you cheater. Anyway, and this is another example of, like, you can... So this is actually a better situation. So if you did somehow force your way through here without dying, congratulations, it's a dead end because you need to hit the switch to even go through here. And if you manage to even get over here, this is a wall. This is a full wall. You can't do anything. I know what you can probably see here. You need to hit that for that. Anyway, you have 1 key. I kind of like this just being magic. Early in the dungeon, easy to get. At most, you could have at least 1 key at this point. Okay, you can't do anything there. So progression basically forces you to go down here. I like the idea of, by default, having everything be magic, since this is a Lens of Truth dungeon, and then changing it to other things as I deem fit. So at most, you have 1 key. I'm fine with you just kind of waltzing in and triggering that. But like I said, I kind of like the idea... Because there could be items down in the cell block, too. And in fact, I intend for there to be numerous items down there. Even if it's just magic. I don't like this path here. This whole path here. It's just so linear. It gets you right where you want to go very quickly. I wish you could find yourself in this area before that. Yeah, see, and that lets you unlock that very early. I don't like that. You know, I was going to do something very different. I changed my mind. Whoops. I don't know, maybe like that? Yeah, that works for me. Hey, Silver. It's going pretty well. How are you doing? Yeah, so originally, I'm thinking what this path is going to do is it's going to link up with this one, giving this path a bit more value. Also, it forces you to be post-lens. But I'm going to actually keep this bit because I can make this be like, you know what? Spur of the moment. We're going to make this a key. We're going to make it a key that you need to kill enemies for. My classic placeholder of bat. Good to hear. Currently trying to create a flow to this dungeon. Okay, so this cuts that off. And actually... but that's the lens. I'd have to completely change the structure. I mean, currently going this way, there's no point because you can't actually do this without the lens. Even if you force your way and figure this out, all that does is unlock the shortcut. So you don't actually gain anything from that. I don't know. These few rooms kind of rub me the wrong way. Because, yeah, this is the lens down here. Well, anyway, since I blocked this off, I better actually have it connect to something. Since currently you physically can't even get here now. There, now you can. And perhaps this will be key blocked. So are you familiar with my quest, or are you fairly new to ZC in general? Okay, so I like the idea of this being key blocked. Alright, let's look for my lock blocks. I believe... I haven't really messed with lock blocks in a while. Shoot. Here we go. Those are my custom lock blocks. Where are my non-custom lock blocks? Here we go. Okay. Oh, sounds good. So I'm currently developing a Zelda Classic quest, which is essentially, you could think of it like a Mario Maker, but for classic Zelda games. There's links in the description if you're curious. It's a fan-made system. Like, I just have this here so that music's playing. Otherwise, it's dead silent because I didn't set up music for what I'm currently making. I'm basically just creating it. Like, everything here is created from scratch, basically. Yeah, just trying to figure out, you know, flow and all that. So, yep. It's fun. Block those off, and I'm gonna make sure that that works out of the box without me having to modify. I put those on layer 2. That's a problem. All right, let's... You know, I was gonna give myself a key. Well, I'll give myself a key by going down here. Key, yay. All right, so I should be able to just... Awesome. See, and then I just went some of the head music. How's about we listen to some... I'm actually kind of sick of some of this music. Wait, where was it? I must have blew right past it. There we go. There's something. Okay, so this works. Hang on. Where does that connect? Also, yeah, I put these on layer 2. I want them on layer 1. Technically, they could be on layer... Well, yeah. They could technically be on layer 0, actually. Might as well. Erase those. Erase those. But yeah, so my quest is called Terror of Necromancy. It's I've been working on it now since 2019. Currently on level 4 out of what would eventually be 12 dungeons, 12 main dungeons. Are you familiar with Zelda in general? Or shall I say the retro Zeldas? Hang on. That goes down. That goes down. So we're actually talking here. Really? Yeah, so that link's there. Okay, so you would have needed to unlock that then. That'll kind of screw with you. All right, hang on. There's no point in blocking the stairs like this, actually. Not retro? Oh, okay. So you may not recognize any of these graphics or any of this. These are from the Game Boy Zeldas. The Oracle of Seasons. I was going to say the Oracles. But Oracle of Seasons, Oracle of Ages, and Link's Awakening. I think my tile set is kind of an amalgamation of all three of them. Even though they're all fairly identical. I think this is fine. But, yeah. So, it's... I don't really know what to say. It's more retro, and if you're unfamiliar with that, then, you know, I would recommend it, certainly. I am much more of a retro Zelda player myself. Currently in the middle of Tears of the Kingdom, on the channel, actually. But very much more retro. And I would, if you do like... Zelda and puzzle adventure games, I would recommend Zelda Classic, and honestly just the retro Zeldas in general. Anyway, gotta keep focused here. I want to actually make substantial progress tonight. Hey, I just realized, so you unlock that with a key, and then you come down here and then you get a key, but it's not like you're using a key to get a key, because you also get the staircase. You're also unlocking this path, and the staircase unlocks... Okay, so you're getting a lot of value for the one key you use here. Breath of the Wild is technically your first game. Ah, your first Zelda game, I'm assuming. Okay. Yeah, this is going to be very different from Breath of the Wild. Yeah, once I clear... You want to play through all of them. Oh, that's what I like to hear. I have played Zelda 1, Zelda 2, Zelda 3, which is Link to the Past, Ocarina of Time, a tiny bit of Majora's Mask, a tiny bit of Twilight Princess, Oracle of Seasons I beat, and that's it so far. I'm currently in the middle of Tears of the Kingdom, never played Breath of the Wild. Yeah, all the ones I have beaten, ever, I also beaten on the channel as well. They're really fun. Ocarina of Time is fantastic. Okay, so back to what I was thinking about. So, you get to this point, you have one key, you can't really do anything anywhere else. This room still strikes... I mean, the fact that I blocked that off... And the fact that you literally can't do anything here without the lens. And you do still need... Okay, so you still need to go around because the lens only enables the stairs. It doesn't undo the barricades. That's fine. But what I don't like is you can literally beeline it from the entrance directly to the lens and just grab the lens. Now, obviously, you may not know where it is and how to do that. But there's really nothing stopping you. So that's where I need keys. Okay. So that means this path up here, going this way and down here, needs some kind of blockage. Now, I don't need to have all my blockages up here. It could be down here. So there's hidden cell blocks. Now, granted, this is where the lens is, which is through a hidden wall here. Yeah, and that's also a trick. Okay. So I can set this up such that you need... Oh, hang on. Ooh, yes. Okay, I like this. So, I need... Where's my upside downs? Yes. And I need this guy as well. Open the gates. Okay. So what that means... Oh, but... No, that's fine. That's fine. I was going to say because you need the lens to know that this plant on a table is actually a hammer trigger. But the way I can suss that out is with a... You know... Read the dialogue to progress through the game. So let's add... So basically this is just going to be some guy saying, don't hit my plant with a hammer, whatever. But I need to say it in like a cryptic way, you know? I can't just say, don't hit the plant with the hammer. I need to say, cannot believe my plant is still alive. No. Sure. That's a way to do it. And I didn't say, like, slash or explode, whatever. Smash. That definitely is, like, hammer, you know? 357. So we're going to set this to 357. Dear Diary. Yes. Cool. Okay. Oh, and if you have any questions about what's going on, feel free to ask. Yeah. Yeah, so you hit that with the hammer and things happen. In fact, I'm going to test this. Whoops. I'm not testing that mainly. Okay, thanks, game. I'm mainly testing that the other thing I did is actually fine. Yeah, so you'd have no idea this is here unless you... Oops. Oh, well, that actually should be on... So a lot of these rooms were kind of just thrown together just to make them work. So that's layer 2. I never even set up the lens for this. Hide layer 2. Oh, man. So the dilemma I'm having is I'd rather have it hide layer 3. Screw it. Hiding layer 3. Okay, so basically everything on layer 2 is going to go on, is quite simply everything on layer 2, so 7242 is going to go on there. So 72, so basically this is going to go here, and then this is going to have nothing. There we go. Okay, so now if I do this, nothing happens because it's all on layer 3. Perfect. So now if I test that, this creation engine seems rather refined. That is a huge compliment to the head devs. Oh, well, now I see why I use layer 2. Because this engine is actually, it's still very much in development. Like, I actually frequently talk to the head devs. And, oh god, this looks awful. This just looks straight up awful. But yeah, they're constantly working on it, and yeah, there's a lot of quirks to it, but it does work really well, and it certainly has improved since I've started doing stuff with it. Yeah, okay, so this works well aside from this. Fascinating. Do I just bite the bullet and just... No, screw it. We're gonna keep this way. I guess you walking on top of it isn't a bad thing. It's just, it feels weird. There we go. It's just, I need to establish the music for this dungeon, so I actually have music. I wanted to use Castlevania. Okay, I don't want to listen to that because I've listened. The thing is, I've been putting music I really like for these dungeons. Oh, god dang it. That's a boss I have. But the problem is that if I spend too long on a dungeon just listening to the music I'm setting for the dungeon, I start to get sick of the music. So like even this music, as much as I like it, it's kind of like, oh, I've already listened to it so much. Can it exist on both without causing issues? It can if I use scripts. So this is in the engine. Like I can have the Lens of Truth do this. The engine does not support more than one. So, okay, there's two things I could do. I can hide a layer or reveal a layer. Reveal would not work. Because that would be like reveal everything not on layer 2, which would be layer 1 and... No, that wouldn't work. It'd be everything on layer 1. Although, there actually is a problem with this. Oh, it does need to be layer 3. Well, it does if I put an item in here. So if I put an item, items are, I believe, technically drawn on layer 2, but they're drawn after the screen. So it would layer on top. So like if I dropped an item right here, you would see the item. Unless it were layer 3, which would cover it up. Wait a minute. Am I being stupid? No, I'm not. I might just need to full-on rework this. So I can script stuff. So just to give you some context. So what the engine lets you do is not everything you can do. You can also script things. So like I do a lot of stuff here with scripts. I could script something that handles this. What if it was on layer 1, hidden with layer 2, or hidden with layer 3? Like... What is the it in your context? Like, what is it if it was on layer 1, hidden with layer 2? Oh, you're talking about, like, the concealing stuff was on layer 1. Or no. So, okay. I could give some more context. So the idea is you have this item, the Lens of Truth, that when you use it, it reveals or hides things. So in this case, it's hiding layer 2. And you see Link is drawn above layer 2. So what if the things I wanted to reveal with the lens was on layer 1 hidden? So some things in the game are drawn on layers dictated by the engine that I can't change. So like items being drawn on layer 2, I can't change that. Like where Link is drawn, I don't think I can change that. Also, there's so many consoles. There is actually a thing that I can do. Hang on. So this script, open the gates. I forget what exactly that does. If it triggers screen secrets... why am I in that file? If it triggers screen secrets, I can make this work without too much effort. Open the gates. Okay, I'm setting screen secrets. That reminded me right there. Is it? Yes, it is. So my script's not changing the screen secrets. It's screen state carryover. Right? No. How the heck? I forgot how I do this. If this... If... No, I'm checking... Okay, so I'm not triggering screen secrets. The lens could be set to reveal. Yeah, could that work? So you're saying instead of having layer 2 hide, have layer 1 reveal. So essentially this... So, okay, the problem I have with that is that I put all my walls on layer 1, not on layer 0. Technically, I could, but that's kind of a convention that I've followed throughout my whole quest. I could change it for these rooms in particular, but there's a thing. Oh, I don't want to have that trigger secrets, actually. I could make the script trigger secrets, and then if I have it, so like I just set these combos. So basically, what the script is doing, in simple terms, if secrets are triggered on this screen, which happens when you hit that with the hammer, any screen with these will change any gate combos to nothing, so you can actually walk in. So you're opening the gates. I could have that trigger secrets, and where that's substantial is, oh wait, no, that wouldn't work. No, that would work. Yeah, that would work, because then they could be on layer 2. Well, anyway, I actually don't want to. See, it's so easy to get distracted and like fixate on smaller details. This isn't integral to dungeon flow. What I wanted to do tonight was get dungeon flow working. Because right now I don't even know if, so the reason why I'm focusing on dungeon flow is because if I find that my current rooms do not flow well, that's huge. I might have to actually change the structure of the dungeon. So I need to make sure that things flow well. Good suggestions, very good suggestions, actually. I'm going to have to think about how I want to do this. Because if I did put all the walls on layer 0, and like you said, have it reveal layer 1, the only issue with that is the item I hide in a cell would still be visible on top. Precisely. I need a road, not a pretty road. I need to get the concrete down. We can smooth it out later, because that's easy. Like this is a room isolated issue. I can fix that, no problem. See, this is just too quiet for me. I want some music. Termina Field is great. Okay. So anyway, back to what I was doing. So at this point, I have 1 key. I have at most 1 key. I may not have a key, but I might have a key. So you can hit those switches. That unlocks the switch. So if you get seen by either of these guys, they block. So this switch turns them around so you can actually walk through. Not if you had layer 3 covering it. So layer 3 covering it would work, except it gives that weird behavior where, like, these walls are above you. Yeah, that. So yeah, you're saying have these be hidden by layer hit. Okay, yeah, you're saying these be on layer 2, this be layer 3. I thought of that. Unfortunately, you know what? I'm gonna make a feature request to the devs. The worst they can say is it'd be too hard to do. Yeah, so let me do that. Lens of truth. Affect more than 1 layer. I'm gonna make a feature request, and if the devs decide that they can do that and want to do that, I will actually be able to do that. Hide/reveal 1 layer. Possible to do more than 1. There we go. Alright, so we'll find out if that becomes possible. Because if that is possible, then heck yeah, I'm going to utilize that. I can do that on a lot of things. I can have it hide 1 layer, reveal another layer, hide 2 layers, reveal 2 layers, whatever I want. Anyway. Excellent suggestions. Your suggestion made me make a feature request, so we'll see if the devs do that. Thank you for that. I for some reason never thought to do that. Or to, like, you know, ask for that. I know I said I don't want to get distracted on minute things, but this is bothering me. And this is also bothering me. Whoops, wrong one. I need this one. And I need this one. Okay. Polish can be done later. Okay, so I didn't like this long road, but I think I feel a little bit better about it because I actually like how it's showcasing rooms that you're going to be dealing with. Okay. So you go up here, and I do let you just... Okay, so that's what led me down here, was the fact that you can kind of just get here. And so given that the dungeon item is in this screen and there's nothing currently blocking you from doing that, I want to have something block the player from doing that. So... Wait a minute. There is some... No, I'm thinking of a different cell block. Shoot. Okay, so there needs to be something... And now something preventing can be something basic, like simply keys. It's the legacy equivalent of a panning shot of the area. I'm not entirely sure what you mean. The legacy equivalent of a panic shot of the area. Oh, yes, you are correct. I know what you mean now. Yeah, it's like showing you what you're going to be going through. Exactly. Yeah. So, like I said, at this point in the game, or in this point in the dungeon, you have at most one key. I could just force you to use that key, or not force you, but like you would have to use that particular key. So it's rough because I would want you to... What my goal is, I want the player to see more of the dungeon before being able to just... Because I don't want you to beeline it. Like, let's walk through this. So you could just go from... This is the entrance. You could go here, 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 here on the right side. Down the stairs. Oh, actually, I like this one being for floor 1 and this floor 2 and floor 3. So you go through there. That connects to here. And then you can literally just, like... And then you go back up. You go up, left. See, like, there's nothing stopping you currently. There's nothing forcing you to go anywhere else in the dungeon before getting the item. So I think that means I don't want you going right off the bat. Or at least I don't want you being able to do much when you go right. I want you to go left. So that means a key must be hidden going this way somewhere. I could make it be... This room's empty. I could do something with this room where you get a key. Or when you come down here... I did say I didn't know what this room would be. This is a key. Okay, so that one key I said that you could have, you get here. Okay, I'm trying to plug in my keyboard. There we go, jeez. Alright, so that's where you get the one key. And currently going this way only nets you the ability to unlock those. This leads nowhere. It leads you to a thing where you need the lens. You actually can't proceed, so that's a roadblock, so you'd have to backtrack. So then you go back up. You are coming through here with one key now. I'm giving you the compass here. This feels really early for the compass. Not that I want it to be later, but I don't want it to be this early. So let's just make it... Well, it should be something, though. I don't want to just make it magic. I want it to be something valuable. I mean, this could just be a key. Okay. So you could... Well, but then... No, that's fine. So you have two keys. That key you can't get until the very end of the dungeon. All right, so you can come through here with two keys, but if you have one key, I need to make the lens... Okay, I need to add more keys. Adding more keys will allow me to have some variance in what you can do. All right, so you get back here. How's about this? Is there any chance to have a key other than that one? Because I personally feel like having a fast way to get the item adds an element of replayability. being able, so, and that is something I have in mind, is like, say you've already played the game, could you map out a route that's like really efficient? I still like the idea of you doing more, like, what I like is, you know, where you go through certain phases with a dungeon, where like your first phase could just be like the unlocking phase, you know, like a whole bunch of paths are blocked and you got to hit some switches, do some puzzles, whatever, start opening up the dungeon, things that you can't necessarily do yet. And when a dungeon is very much focused on the dungeon item, to where there's a lot of things in the dungeon that you need the item for, I would like there to be almost like a balance between what you can do before and after. Like, it's almost like it's a legitimate phase where it's like the first phase is pre-item and then there's post-item, having it be somewhat equal. Like, you can do roughly 50% of the dungeon before the item and roughly 50 after, where the latter 50 is like you're getting deeper into the dungeon, where in the first phase you can kind of see some of the depths, but not like the furthest reaches. But it's once you get the item that you can actually enter the depths and start, you know, doing the fun stuff, so to speak. So, and currently the dungeon has a lot of lens things. I have a lot of things you can't do without the lens. Like, I haven't even shown you my, you know, this is a big dungeon. There's a lot going on. So, I'm trying to pace that out. And currently, I'm just kind of using keys. The item adds a level of complexity to a system puzzle type establishment by the first phase. Exactly. So like you're unlocking a bunch of stuff, having no idea what that's ultimately going to enable you to do in some cases. Like in some cases you can see, like with this key, by the time you're unlocking this, you've already seen this staircase by coming through here. And in fact, this actually works out well, because in this situation, you go down here without the dungeon item, you come out with the dungeon item, and you see this. And then by that point, you might have the map and see, wait a minute, to unlock this, I needed the lens. So like it kind of, the idea of the first phase is you're unlocking things that you need the item for. And then in conjunction with the map, which lets you, you know, it's the map, it lets you see the rooms. Then it kind of is like, you get the item, you open the map, and you're like, okay, I remember seeing this, and that. I need to go and do them. And then where like speed running and all that comes in is like, and that's again, that's something I'm considering with this, because like I've personally routed some Zelda games, and it's like trying to find the games with a dungeon that have a really refined flow are actually really fun, to where like the creator of the game may tell you like, do this to get through efficiently, but after mapping it, you're thinking, wait a minute, actually, if I do this other thing that you didn't tell me to do, it's more efficient. You know, having a dungeon that has one really efficient route through is easy, in my opinion. But having a dungeon that has multiple different ways to where finding the one efficient route is hard, that's the fun part. That's the challenge to making a dungeon good, in my opinion. Like, yeah. And it's difficult because this is also a new dungeon for me to make, in the sense of like, this is my level 4. You've already been playing my quest for probably, I want to say 4 to 5 hours. So you're no longer in early game. You're kind of transitioning into the mid game where things start getting difficult. And I have yet to really design any like complex, like quote unquote pick your adventure dungeon, where it's like you could do it so many different ways. There is likely one sole efficient way through, but you know, that's up to you to find. And I want it to be one of those things where it's like, perhaps years after the game's been out, people are like, oh hey, guess what, you can actually get through this faster if you do this route first, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah, exactly. And another thing is like, you may have these switches that unlock future paths, but maybe unlocking them right away is not the best option. Maybe going there a little bit later when you're already there can save you some backtracking and such like that. Yeah. In prep for those combined mechanics. Yeah. Yep. In the future, I plan on having dungeons that have a lot of compounding mechanics and trying to make them play out nicely. Okay. I've kind of lost myself a bit. So I think I'm actually giving you 2 keys now. Yes, you're getting that key and then you're getting the other key from the puzzle. Correct. So then you come back through here. You can kind of get through here uninhibited. But then it's once you get here. And again, I could do more in the actual bottom floor, the cell blocks. I can do more down there. So I'm going to let you unlock that. You have 2 keys. I'm also trying to keep in mind, what if someone went over here, grabbed this key, and then just didn't go and get the other one? Like, they grabbed 1 key and then came all the way over here. So I need to keep in mind, what if you have 1 or 2 keys? I feel like this room would be a good option to have a key to where... How about this? You hit this. So not only are you unlocking these switches, but you're also unlocking the way forward. But I could take this a step further. And I can actually make this be puzzle, not necessarily puzzle block, but like you need to defeat the enemies in order to proceed. So you need to defeat the enemies to access the lock blocks. So that's creating a purpose to spend time in this room, because you're going to have to kill all the enemies. When you have these these things moving are going to shoot at you, for the record. In fact, I could demo that, just, you know, show some of the fun stuff. That's the wrong D-map, but sure. These shoot at me. They don't shoot at me because there's a bug in the engine. I forgot I have the thing out. Okay, I just got a message from a dev. Yeah, it looks like a script is going to be required for this. All right. I'm not going to read through that. I'll mark that as unread. And if you're curious about more of the dev stuff, Sierra, I can send you a link to the dev server. Actually, there might already be a link for that. Looks like there is not. If you're interested, I can send you a link. But this is a bug. At least I would assume it's a bug, because why wouldn't it work? Hang on, I'm trying to find that bug. I don't want to lose track of it. Shooter combos don't shoot. I'm just going to bump this bug report because I want this to work. I want these to shoot at you. So I want it to be a thing where I'm just going to go back. There's nothing to show. It doesn't work. Let's see. I need... Shoot. Was that actually on floor 1? That is on floor 1. Holy crap. Let's go here. Okay, so that's what I use for that. So let's put some flag 16 here. Hang on. I want to use CSET 4. CSET 4 looks cooler in my opinion. There we go. So killing all the enemies allows you to use a key to unlock that, but also proceed onward. So you either have 1 or 0 keys now at this point. Again, that's not considering if you go into cell block 1. That I'm not too concerned about. I could make you use another key in here, which could deter you from going down here. Ooh. Ooh, interesting. The idea of having a key granting you access to another key, but in a way that works is intriguing. Let's see. So this will be here. I mean, I could put this like that. The symmetry is kind of bothering me, so I'm doing it this way. No, I do need this. Shoot. This has to be in layer 2. And this will be here. And then this will be on layer 2. And actually, this should be here with... Oh, wait a minute. This could just be here, and then layer 2 can have nothing there. That's fine. Okay. Ooh. Well, crap. Actually, how am I going to handle this? I can't put a lock block in between. Like, yeah, I can't put that in between. Sack a key in that room to buy some forward progression and a key. Yes, exactly. So my thought process was I'm going to put this lock block right here. So you can't even enter. And that's going to unlock that. So in general, you're using a key to get a key, which may seem pointless, but it's not only getting you a key, but it's buying your progression forward, and it's enabling you to get a key later on. So yeah, I think this looks so wonky because it's in between. It's in between, but that it's kind of cool actually. I don't like how this is like right up. You're not going to be able to move. I wish I could have put it here. I mean, technically, I could have done some janky crap where I do this. This is just kind of an unfortunate. I mean, I could clean this up, actually. No, you know what? I'm going to do that. I don't like how... I don't like situations where you're crammed. At least here you have 2 tiles of space, but there you're like... literally crammed. No, well, but I like the aesthetics of it. Yeah, screw it. I'll do it, and if I don't like it later on, I'll do something about it. Okay. So if you had 1 key, this stops you, you're turning around. If you had 2 keys, you get through. So, mission accomplished. You are forced to go to the left side of the dungeon, at least for a little bit. But now, let's say you had only 1 key. So... I went through the logic process if you had 1 to 2 keys. Now let's go if you had 0 to 2. Let's say you started off going right away. So then you come down here. Oh no, I don't have a key. But now let's say you had 1 key. That doesn't get you far because you get stuck down here. So then you go back. And ultimately, whether you had 1 or 0 keys, if you really are persistent about this particular region, you can go down to the first cell block. So let's investigate the first cell block here. Okay. What did I do with the lens here? I did nothing. I didn't even establish... Well, no, that's fine. So, another thing. So, there's 4 cell blocks. 2 of which, or 3 of which, you're expected to have the lens. 1 you are not. This cell block is intended to introduce the concept of the cell blocks. You know, the little trend that's going on through the dungeon, where it's showing roughly how they're laid out and what to expect in them. And it also introduces the concept of open the gates. Doing it at a point where you can see what's going on. You don't need the lens to like hide it. So now let's say you came down here. You can have 0 to 2 keys. The other 2 keys are technically allocated somewhere already, but I could still give you a key down here. So there I just have a rupee in there. I have bombs there. Bombs are hiding. Ooh. A key. Okay, so I am giving you a key down here, and I think I'm okay with leaving it like that. For the record, that's not hidden by lens. I have a script that can hide stuff without the lens. That's something I've been using throughout the entire game. So the player is well aware of that mechanic. So this area I kind of had it in mind that this would be almost like a quote-unquote tutorial area for this dungeon, where what you're looking for is, like, if you think in a prison, there's usually a prison guard sitting at some in media and whatnot, and in real life, they're sitting at some table and they're holding the keys to each of the cells, right? So that's the idea here, but instead of keys, it's a switch, and they're all hidden by some magical means. In this case, it's lighting that torch, trigger secrets, and that reacts with open the gates, and that opens the gates. Okay. So you have 0 to 2 keys. You can get a third. And there is a reason to come down here, because if you go through here, this hits a switch that unlocks that. So that makes this cell block much further in the dungeon accessible. That's post lens. You already have the lens at that point. Like how D&D typically represents vision as only what you could reasonably see. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's a little bit different here. This is just more of a design thing, although there is some oddities where you can see it. Oh, I didn't do it there. Nice. So, yeah, see, this is a script I have. Yeah, so you can't see it until you get close. It's a thing where, yeah, that's awkward, but it's a thing where if you don't notice the cracked wall, you're not gonna see the chest. So, like, you need to notice that. And, of course, I give bombs in this room so that you can do the thing. But, yeah, and then you get here and you're like, oh, look at that. There's a chest there. And it's a key. Whoops. That's actually bad. Why did that just happen? Hang on. Let me test my opening the gates. I thought it worked. You can see in the console here that screen secrets were triggered, so that would have triggered my opening the gates. All right, I don't know what happened before. Weird things happened. But yeah, see, now I can... That's how you're supposed to do it. Okay, cool. That's fine. So that's how that works. But now you have an incentive to go this way. What's your incentive to go down here? How about an NPC that gives you hints, perhaps? Or how about the compass? So it's not required to come down here, but it's in your best interest because now you actually you get something for your no, why did you do that? So what the compass allows you to do, first of all, it shows you the goal of the dungeon, which is the Triforce, which that kind of helps, but it's just kind of... The thing is, the compass in the first Zelda, in the original Zelda on Nintendo, the compass showed you where the boss was, it showed you where the Triforce was. And back then, it was super helpful, I guess. But the thing is, when you get to dungeons that are this complex, you kind of can just sort of discern where the boss and the Triforce is going to be, especially when you're in there for like an hour or 45 minutes or whatever. Like, just based on what rooms you haven't seen, or if you see a boss door, like, okay, I know where that is. I don't need the compass. But what the real benefit of the compass in my quest is it makes a sound when the key is present on a screen when you enter it. Also, this room's messed up. I just realized. Shoot, I went too far. Yeah, it should be like this. There we go. So this is a very, so you don't have any reason to go down there, but if you go down there, you are prized with something that's going to assist you greatly in the future. Because like in this, let's say you completely miss this bomb spot, you have no idea that there's a key here. So actually, say you walk in here, you don't see that, you open the gates, and then for whatever reason you come down here, you grab that, go up through here. Oh, the compass made a sound, there's something here. Oh, hey, look, there's a cracked wall. You know, so that kind of helps you get on track there, and of course it helps you throughout the whole dungeon. The original Zelda, I mean, there definitely was level design, but most of the dungeons were just so basic that, yeah, you're right, I guess, to some extent. There really wasn't much of a concept, since you kind of just did what you do, you know. Oh, did you just don't join the Discord? Whenever I'm streaming it, oh, I'm disabling. Oh yes, hey, hello. So this isn't the Zelda Classic dev server. This is specifically for my quest. So this is scoped directly into my quest. Like I said, if you want to join, if you're curious and you want to join like the overall community, like you can actually talk to the engine devs. I could send you, in fact, actually, hang on. That should be an important link. You know what? I'm just going to put an invite in there. I should probably have one there. Yeah, I'm going to... So, there's an important links chat. I'm just going to put ZC Dev Server there. So, if you want to see the nitty-gritty, deeper in details of how ZC's developed, everyone is so welcoming. You know, you could basically ask any question. They're very newbie friendly, you know. So yeah. Thank you for joining. Yeah. Thank you for your interest. Okay. You have at most 3 keys. You have as little as 1 once you're done with this region. So we head back upstairs to this screen. In all 3. All 3. What's the third one? Unless, are you in the purezc server too? Huh. Anyway, okay, so you have 1 to 3 keys. So in the instance where you didn't have a key entering and now you have 1, you can go through here, but la-di-da, you're stuck. If you had 1, now you have 2, you're coming through. So the absolute maximum amount of keys you can have entering this region is 1. You can't have more than 1 key going down these stairs. However, you've already done a decent amount of things. Like, let's kind of backtrack here. So before you've gotten the item and you've gotten your 3 keys, you've already seen pretty decent amount of the dungeon. But notice you haven't seen much of the depths. You haven't seen much of the lower level. That's what's fun. You've seen just a taste of it, but you haven't gotten the... Like, you've only seen 1 of 4 cell blocks when you're entering the region that has the lens. The games, the devs, and yours. Okay, cool. It's really cool to see people that are unfamiliar with ZC get involved, because we've been such a small community, and it's nice to help contribute to that exposure. There's a lot of really passionate work going on, and I love seeing new people get involved. Okay. So you're entering lens region. I'll worry about the whole lensing thing later. So you can accidentally figure this out and just like walk right through the wall, and then you're like, hey, look at that. Oh no, it's locked. Okay, I forgot I actually did that. Good. So that's forcing you to go up here, and then you get here. You have no idea what you need to do. I could put a lens. So basically any room that has a lens thing, I'm going to be putting these lens combos, these guys here. That's kind of more of a design thing, but sure, I'll do that. Okay. So this note that I wrote a second ago, or a while ago, tells you to smash that flower. And when you do, it does that. So doing that opens the gates. You saw, if you accidentally went to where the lens is, a gate. So then you're like, hey, wait a minute. I can go back down there now. Now, this room I actually really like. I actually kind of want to demo this a little bit. Okay, I'm getting sick of all these. They get annoying, but I should have them. Because if they show errors or something, that's useful, but I don't care right now. So when you enter this room, these look like spikes, and so it would make you want to avoid them. And I like to imagine, I do see, like I said, I don't like things being right up against. There, I'll just shift that, remove that. I'll put that there. That gives you some breathing room. They don't actually hurt you. So the idea, I guess I never explain like what the lore. So there is actual lore. I have actual established lore, and I have a literal lore file, and yeah, so it's actually the way I develop. The first thing I do when starting a new segment in a demo, which are just kind of like a chapter, I write all the lore for it. So it kind of helps explain what all is going on in the game, and it helps drive the actual implementation. So like the fact that level 4 is a prison and that I know what the boss is was figured out by the lore. Anyway, so the idea is the residents of this prison are magical, and the idea is the Lens of Truth has powers, and of course they wanted to hide those powers, so they put a bunch of false things to deter people from going in there. See, this right here looks like a big pit, but you can walk on it. It's deceptive. But I just like to imagine a player enters here and they're just like, oh shoot, don't touch it. So then they'll like kind of like fish around it, and then they might realize, oh hey, I clipped that a little bit, nothing happened. Oh hey, look at that. And I want the player to have that happen, because then it tells you, well, these are fake. Is this fake? Oh, it is fake. Oh, look at that. Wait, why is this one spot different? Oh, hey, it's the Lens of Truth. What do you know? And then, well, of course I already had it, but you use it, and then you realize this room is perfectly safe. There is nothing dangerous about this room. It's all a deterrent. So it's world-driven level design. I wouldn't say level design, more the concept for it, because what each room is and like the flow of the dungeon, I'm figuring out now after I had already let the lore drive what the basically what the lore drives is the concept, the aesthetic, the boss, the behavior of the boss. So like this boss is gonna have magical abilities, but they're pirates. They're magical pirates. It's not something you typically hear of, which is what I like. But the actual level design is just influenced by what the item is, and the item is driven by the lore. So I guess you are correct then. It is kind of driven that way. Kind of once removed, if you think about it, or I guess. I don't know. Well, I didn't open the gates, so I'm stuck. But yeah. So now you have the lens. You've already seen probably like 40% of the dungeon. So now I have no items in any of these. Whoops. Okay. So that was that. So that's the lens. That's your way out. I can kind of just toss items here. Magic jars basically just make it so you can use your lens restock. So since you're using the lens so much, I need to make it plentiful. Otherwise, it's going to become frustrating. Like I don't know what to do because I'm out of magic, that kind of stuff. I do want to have a key in here, because you've already gone down here, gotten the lens. Instead of just beelining it out to the stairs here, what if you went back up into these rooms that seemingly looked bland? Like it looks like nothing is going on here, but yeah, there is. How about I put a chest in here? I'm just gonna do this. Whoops, it's on layer 1. So let's put a chest in here. Like, not even, like, hidden or anything. It's only hidden by the lens. Also, I kind of prefer... I don't know, what looks better? It's also worth mentioning I'm colorblind, so, like, finding out what looks the best with the overall aesthetic might be difficult. That's probably fine. So then, room. This is a special item room, and the special item is key, level specific. Okay, so you get a key in here. So I believe I already figured it out. You do have to use all 3 keys to get here. So you are at 0 keys once you have the lens. Then you get that 1 key. So now in this current state of things, the why of the what? Yes, exactly. Is there any way to recover from completely running out of magic in a dungeon? Those magic drops I have, but those are a single... Wait, what's wrong? Is there any way to recover? Yeah, so you have those magic drops, which are 1 use, but there's going to be pots that give small magic jars, and there's going to be enemies that drop magic. You should never be in a situation where you're completely out of magic and out of luck. You will always have some kind of restock. Oh, I'm colorblind. I don't mind. I believe I'm red-green, but I also have difficulties with, like, say, like, blue, purple, red, pink, white, gray. I mean, typically white and black are fine, but I basically, if a color is similar, I have a high chance of mistaking them. Like, an excellent example was in this dungeon. See, like, this is easy. I can tell that this is all green, even though this probably isn't all green. It's sufficiently green for me. Where was it? This hurt me pretty bad, and it's actually funny that Emily hopped in right now explaining my color blindness, how stuff here was, like, just barely off. Although it appears, yeah, like that. I needed to be basically handheld to know that this was different. The screen is wrong still. Oh, well, it looks like we're going to get a better example live. The tile borders there are mostly blue still. Wait, oh shoot. Oh my god, yeah, I see it. Alright, well. Yeah. See, I need someone to proofread all my rooms. Okay, are we good now? I'm actually really glad you came in to help demonstrate how bad I am with colors. Without me having to artificially, or, like, explain an old example. I cannot, but see, that's the thing. Like, now that I see that, like, when I do that, I can see the change. But if you did, until you told me, I didn't know, which is what's unfortunate. Wrong way. Wait, are you saying that this needs to be CSET 0? Whoops. So does it need to be this CSET then? God dang it. Okay, you know what? Is this blue? I see purple. That's correct? Well, wait. I thought you were telling me that this is the correct color. Well, that has Dodger blue. So CSET 4 is correct. According to this, that says Dodger blue. The other one only had purple. I want it to be blue. Although now it makes me wonder what these are. Are these purple? 0 is purple. Oh, crap. If you wanted it to be blue, then, like, everything on the entire floor is wrong. Okay, well, hopefully that's fixed by CSET 4. Is that blue? Dodger blue. Well, I'll be. So that's blue now, right? That's blue. Everything here is blue. These are blue. I'm losing my mind because I don't know. The like the lighter color looked blue. So what you're telling me is purple is lighter than blue. I know this might sound like a kindergarten epiphany, but I don't know. My whole world is screwed up right now. Okay. Okay, this is not I will make a note of this. I will deal with that another time. Thank you. Holy crap. I need to look at okay. Just, play my demo and write me an essay of all the things I did wrong color-wise, and that'll sort everything out, Okay. So Emily, yeah, I'm currently working out dungeon flow. So, yeah, purple is lighter than the blue. Okay. Jeez. I would say I'm embarrassed, but I can't really be embarrassed anymore. Yeah, that actually was perfect. Yeah, that timing was really good too. Anyway, so you're crawling out of cell block 4 actually with the lens and 1 key. So you're going through here, and then you're immediately like thinking like, okay, great, I got the lens. I can now do this. So then you go down, right, up. You're immediately presented with a really like hard-hitting example of the lens where, you've got these that are hidden by the lens, and it's kind of cool because this is what the room looks like when you don't have the lens. You had to have hit this before, which you already technically you could have before you even entered this area. And then you enter here. How do you play the demo? Fantastic question. I believe there's links in the description, but in the Discord server, my server, there is an important links where you have various links to my page and all that. It's purezc. Okay. For the record, Emily, Sierra is new to Zelda Classic. ZeldaClassic.com is where you can get the actual engine. But if you're in the dev server, you can also get the latest versions in the build 255. purezc is where you get quests. That's where you get the games. So you have the engine, the player, and the games. Yeah. So the very first message in the important links chat in my server, the TON server, is the link to my quest. And if you go there, you'll see download demo, and you could also do view demos. Demo 4 is my latest one. Oh, yes, how I mentioned that I frequently talk to the head devs. Emily's one of them. Don't know if I mentioned that. She can help you out with literally anything you need to know in terms of setting up ZC. I also have a tutorial video for getting things set up, link in the description, but you could also just talk to us here. It's probably easier. Anyway, so now the player could go straight into cell block 3. It goes clockwise where it's cell block 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need to think about this. So you can go here, which is definitely what I'm going to intend the player to do. Especially considering there's nothing down here. There's nothing in cell block 3 that would require things from elsewhere except maybe keys, which you're entering with at least 1 key for sure. What if you didn't go this way? What if, for whatever reason, you chose to just completely abandon everything and go the complete opposite direction? I'm going to intend for the player to go into cell block 3, but what if you go up here, you realize, okay, you can't do anything. That's fine. You go in here, you still realize you can't do anything. That's fine. You go here, you get the map. Hey, congratulations. Okay. You go here, you unlock the boss key. You now know where the boss key is. So then we enter back down into floor 1. Oh, for the record, Sierra, I've been streaming dev for basically before I was doing this quest. So if you were ever curious of like how things evolved, it's kind of cool. I've occasionally look at my old dev streams to just see how different things are. It's just a funny thought. Ooh, you could go through here. You have one key. You use it to unlock that. You get another key down here, but you could also go back upstairs, unlock that. Oh, God. Okay. And that just escalated quickly. You could also go into cell block 1. I forget, is that ultimately... That ultimately leads you to the boss key. I think. Oh, shoot. Okay. I'm going to need to play through this dungeon so many times just to make sure that you can't break things. You could also go through here. So you go upstairs. That takes you here. You can go through here. Okay, so that unlocks this. Holy crap, okay. Yeah, getting the lens of truth in this dungeon makes things complicated. So it doesn't if you do the same thing, because like again, you get the lens here, you come through here, you literally see this and you just go boom, 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 go down there. I'm hoping most players will do that since it's super convenient and you'd be like in terms of like again that speedrunning mindset, you are doing the worst possible thing if you don't go this way. Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna assume the player won't do anything outlandish and will actually do this. So they're entering this cell block, which you might have to backtrack if you didn't unlock this. Also, these are not the right ones. I want the other one. Which means... Oh, that works out fine. Okay. So again, I'm going to assume you have one key. This is... So when you have the lens, this is when things get fun in this dungeon because these paths are all lens-based and these... I don't think you've seen any of this, Emily. Also, remember how I was asking about scripts that interact with lens stuff? Whoops, I'm hitting the wrong thing. What the heck? Why can't I enable... It wasn't letting me do that. So those torches do not reveal, like, they're not light in the dark. They reveal hidden paths, so it just kind of, like, hints you at it. So this is definitely a situation you could force your way through, but you lose a heart per fall. And you have, I think, 12 hearts at this point, at most. So, yeah. Oh, I removed the example of it. So, I don't know if Moosh told you, Emily, but that whole thing about having... what was it that I originally asked you? Scripts? Well, that is what that is. Yeah, the script's doing that. Yeah. It's pretty cool. Unsafe floor. I should probably have unsafe floor, eh? Or as a flag. This is the latest nightly, by the way. Is it an actual flag? Okay. Oh. That is nice. I mean, I'm not too against classic respawn. I'm not too against that, though. I kind of like how it takes you back. Mainly because my own experience with that can put you in a very unfortunate position. It's not that this can't, but... Forces you to spawn on the same screen. I'll keep that for now. If I find in the future I don't if I find in the future I want to have a mechanic where you get taken all the way back, I'll do that. Should I play any classic Zelda before your game? Um, it's worth mentioning my quest is being developed for those that are experienced in classic Zelda. So I would recommend maybe play the original Zelda, and I mean I'd recommend Isle of Rebirth since that was one of my biggest inspirations. Um you could YOLO it into my quest, but just note that it is intended for those that are familiar. It's meant my quest is meant to be a hard one. It's not meant to be easy. So you can do what you want, but just be warned. Okay. So the nearest spawn is. Well, I'll make a note of it, and I'll consider. I'll make a note. Consider. My quest does not have jumping. I have zero interest in doing anything with jumping just because of how easy it is to break things. I have broken many things with jumping, and I do not plan on having it. Yeah, I don't want to mess with that that whole thing. All right. So the way you unlock the gates here is over here, which I don't think I've figured out how you're gonna do it. So I did bombs. I did candle. No, this is the bomb one. Yeah. You play competitive shooter for fun. You're a glutton for pain. Oh boy, welcome. Definitely play Isle of Rebirth though. That is a difficult quest, and it is my favorite, one of my favorite quests in all of ZC. I've done numerous playthroughs and a walkthrough. I've done a walkthrough where I beat it really fast, honestly. That was one of the games I mentioned that I actually like routed the crap out of. Okay. So again, you're coming down with the key. Ooh, I was gonna make this a dead end. How about instead of a dead end, it's a lock block? Whoops. All right, I'm kind of curious how this is going to behave. Or rather, how this is going to look. I have no control. There we go. Well, it's visible because of the torch. It's visible because of both torches. Oh no. You know, that's fine. I guess I'm okay with that. I have no keys. Shoot, I think this is technically level 7. Just give myself a key. Is this level 7? Wow, good guess. So yeah, you would typically have the lens here. Okay. Well, apparently that doesn't work on layer 2, eh? Well, crap. So wait, lock blocks don't work on layer 1, huh? That just straight up didn't do anything. It acted like it did something, but it didn't do anything. Yeah, it made the sound, like, collision's off, or on, so it's actually gone. It just didn't, like, actually do anything. It played a sound, and it changed the combo. Whoops. Okay, so how about I set this up like a typical player. It made a sound, yeah. So, like, I think something's busted. Oh, wow, that is interesting. The lens reveals it. Huh. Okay. It's the script. Is that just like a um why am I here? Well, crap. It's already 11:30. I don't want to be in this for too long. Is this something you think would be simple? I just don't want to get too involved because I should have already been done at 11. And for the record, Moosh wrote this script. All right, I'll hop in if I see you're already in. Sure.
Hello.
Hello.
Um,
Uh,
Alright, if you can screen share in Discord so that I don't have to deal with stream delay, that would be good.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, also that looks that screen sharing through Discord is a completely different quality than the stream. Your stream is like a lot darker.
Oh really?
Like your stream is like dark blue, almost black on the background of the IDE instead of like bright cyan.
Huh. Oh, it
So
must be color settings in OBS or something.
yeah, must be. Okay, so where is this loading the map data? Yep, MD equals game load map data, game get cur map, game get cur screen. That's loading the permanent, not the temporary data of the screen. Use game load temp screen, 0.
Screen 0?
Just 0. 0 is the only, like, the parameter.
Oh, all right, all right.
It only takes one parameter, which is the layer.
Okay.
Or, well, actually, layer. Oh, because it needs. Oh, but it needs the lens layer. So wait, what are you doing? Oh yeah, because it needs that to get the lens layer. So layer 0 is the one that has that. Then the it doesn't. You don't need a layer map and a layer screen though, because
I don't need that at all for any of these.
oh, it's using draw screen. Wait, but wait, what's lens layer? Lens layer is the no, that's the bitmap. Oh, it's using draw screen. Okay, well, you don't want layer map or layer screen because you don't need those. Like, those variables are entirely useless now. And where it's doing draw screen on line 773, you're gonna need to change that to, it's using temp screen right under that. What the heck? Wait, what? How the hell did Moosh do this? So draw circles for combos on so it's doing draw screen, which is blah, but then draw circles for combos on layer 0 to 4. It equals load temp screen at I for every combo if that combo. Okay, so it's checking the temp screen for the torches, not for everything else. That's yeah, okay, I see. So what you need to do is you need to replace the lens layer arrow draw screen with an entire loop.
So replace this with a loop.
Yeah, that needs to be a loop from uh 1 to equals 1 less than 7
Uh, so just
because layer 0 can't be hidden by the lens, can it? Or
well,
can it?
I'll just do 6.
It'll be
Uh,
less equal 6.
I don't think.
I'm checking the can it in
No,
hidden
you can do 1 through 6.
yeah, 1 through 6. Okay, so yeah, equals 1 less equal 6 plus plus I.
Oh yeah. Man.
And then in the loop, map data MD equals game load temp screen I. And now another loop. Which this is gonna be pretty similar to the one below, which is doing combo data for each combo data at MD combo. Like it's mostly that. So And then that's gonna instead of the CD script and draw lens circle blah blah blah, it's gonna be screen fast or not screen lens layer arrow fast combo.
Lens. What was that? Lens layer.
Arrow fast combo. Which should be able to take 0 shouldn't matter, and I need to remember what the order of these parameters is.
Well, wait. Wouldn't we want to put it on the lens layer? Or it is a lens layer.
It doesn't matter. This is drawing to the bitmap. It doesn't matter where it draws on the bitmap.
Okay.
Because then the bitmap is drawn to the screen later. So, in fact, it should be on 0, so it's done before the lens layer, no matter what the lens layer is. That's what it comes down to. Okay, so where's the parameters? So XY, so that's combo X at J, and then combo Y at J.
J. Okay.
And then MD arrow combo D at J. And then that's a array, not a function.
Oh, right.
And then MD arrow combo C at J. And you don't need the rest of the stuff in that loop.
Okay.
That should fix it. Or you also don't need lens layer draw screen anymore. That replaces that line.
Oh, right. Yep. Okay.
That should work.
Nothing else would need to be done then?
That should be good. Because all it was doing is it was grabbing from the it was loading. It was using draw screen, which doesn't load. It's not meant for use on the current screen. Because it does the permanent data, which means it does it without counting for things being unlocked or secrets being triggered or etc. So your torches are basically showing what the screen looked like before you entered it, which is wrong.
Right.
There you go.
Hey. Simple.
That's all it was.
Cool. Awesome.
Now you're doing oh wait, one other thing I just realized. Slight error. Go to the in that loop where it's going the I equals 1, I less equals 6.
Yeah.
Just do at the very top above even the MD. If I not equal lens layer, continue. The only reason you need a loop is in case you have multiple lens layers, which isn't a thing, but you just feature requested that. Continue, not return.
Oh, continue. Yes. Okay.
So yeah, that should just force it to. Basically, you're only doing it for the lens layer instead of for needing a loop at all. But once your feature request gets filled to have multiple lens layers, you'll need to change the script to account for that.
Okay. Cool.
Voila.
Can I cast from bitmap to int?
Where are you? Oh, the not wrong lens layer. That's the bitmap named lens layer, not the it's just layer.
Oh. Nah.
Yeah, because you have lens layer as the name of a bitmap, even though that's that's confusing naming.
All right.
I mean, it is a bitmap showing the lens layer, so I guess yeah, confusing naming.
Sierra was asking what language.
Oh yeah. Most of the parser and ZScript is based on C++.
Also, hi Zach. I did see you join, but stuff.
Hi Zach. But yeah, ZScript is mostly based on C++. We've got a few other things in it. In 2.55 specifically, we have all sorts of stuff like namespaces. Recently, classes, though without inheritance. Classes were a pipe dream for a long time. People thought it was going to be insane to implement them. When I, several years ago, came up with a basic idea for them, I was basically called crazy and that it would never work. And I got it to work! So, yeah. We also have some other things, like we have unless as an opposite of if, and until as an opposite of while, which are actually very slightly faster than doing if not or etc. I think he was probably getting off soon. I just hopped in call to help debug stuff quick without needing to deal with stream delay and typing.
Yeah, I really should get off here, but I mean, yeah.
Oh.
Oh, I guess that issue might have also been the case with the chest too. With the lens? Well, no, that would have been just vanilla lens. Never mind.
Yeah, because there's no torch near it to show it, so. Last would be proper. Thank you. I am indeed a mad lass, and I mean, if Death Rider has shown off any combo trigger related stuff, that's all my design. I've designed so much crap for this. There's a reason that when the previous lead dev got kicked out for being an alcoholic, transphobic, rude asshole, that I became the next lead dev. Because I know what I'm doing. Oh, and we're up to 4 devs now again. Moosh is now officially dev.
I know that he's definitely been taking part in more of the
Oh, hell
internal
yeah.
stuff. So that's
He's
cool.
been doing a lot, and we got to a point where it's like, someone was asked, "Yo, can we get Moosh in this channel?" To one of the, to I think it was our staff channel, and I'm like, I could add Moosh to this channel, or I could just give him dev role. So I'm like, yeah, have dev. There you go. We indeed have 4.
Okay, I think this actually plays through quite nicely because you come out of the basement. You already noticed that. I think you have one key at this point. You already have that key. I'm actually somewhat close, surprisingly, to like conceptually walking through the whole thing.
Oh, by the way, one thing. Those shooter things.
Oh yes, the thing that I have a bug about.
Oh, there's a bug. I also wanted to know, are those supposed to vaguely match the colors of the floor and stuff, or are those meant to stand out? Because those do stand out.
I do like them standing out because they're going to be actively
Okay.
shooting you.
Fair. Makes sense. Yeah, they're a solid deep red, so.
So the issue here is they're not shooting when they're in FFC. And I have a bug out for that.
Let me quickly check that. ZC combos.cpp fold all shooter. Fire shooter weapon, trigger shooter, trigger shooter. It has not trigger shooter combo position, that's in trigger combo. If not trigger shooter, combo CXCY, that's in trigger FFC.
Huh.
Is it that they're not shooting because they're an FFC, or is it that their shots are being eaten by the wall because they're shooting something that doesn't like solids?
Oh, potentially. If I moved them out, like, how far? They'd have to be completely off the wall, right?
Just move it a whole combo to the left and see if it starts shooting, just to check the bug. And if they start shooting now, then you know your issue.
Well.
Nope. Is that the same combo that's working in the other room?
Let's see. So this is combo 7890, 7890 shooter. That is.
And like in the other room, it's also 7890.
Oh, yes.
Okay. That's yeah, well, while the combo trigger stuff is entirely mine, making it work on FFCs was entirely DD. So, shrug. Is something wrong with Oh, wait. QRs.
Oh, all right.
Do you happen to have what's it called? Old FFC functionality? No,
Well,
you don't.
that's not good.
You don't want it checked.
Oh, I don't want it checked. Okay.
So that was fine.
Okay.
And pause greater than max FFC, terms of FFCs. If it would trigger a separate weapon, countermount conditions. That's getting right into triggers. There's no more conditions there. Do run that timer that triggers. Something wrong with the timers. So how are those? How is that combo set up exactly?
Using the wizard, so
So it is one magic sounds, fright magic enemy, weapon type reflected magic. Bypass. Instant shock, custom. Both are blah. Okay. And what's on tab 2? Damage, step speed, min right, max rate. Stops when you're in. Change it to not stop when you're in proximity.
just turn that off.
Yeah, does that fix it? I'm curious if there's something wrong with the proximity check.
Oh,
No? Okay.
what if I go close to it? Oh.
I was pushing you?
No, I was walking with it.
Oh, okay. It looks you did that perfectly and right with it.
Yeah.
If it was solid, that could push you. That is an engine thing.
And for the record, I have been using solid FFCs a lot. The only issue I've had is if I have like 2 solid FFCs exactly one combo apart, vertically I can't walk between them. Unless I like shimmy, like basically go like that down through it.
Really?
Yeah, that's like the one issue. Or if I'm like rubbing against a combo, like walking into a solid FFC, and then I like let's say
Failing. Question: do you have newer player movement enabled?
I don't think I do.
See if that fixes it. Because player movement was awful, and then new player movement rewrote a lot of it with regards to step speed, but not with regards to collision. And the collision checks were still awful, and they were using the step speed calculation from the previous frame, not the current frame, and it was a jank mess. So I rewrote the
it works.
entire thing. Okay, there you go. So the thing is, I literally, for the record, if you also scripts have link move XY.
Yeah.
Right now, the way you are moving is calling link move XY with every move. Because that's what newer player movement does, is it uses the same checks as the script link move XY, which is based on how enemies do it, which was based on how Ghost did it, which was originally written by Saphith, who was an old ZC dev, so I mean, it's an interesting chain of events.
Well,
but the corner push check that handles getting between solids like that is directly in the movement function in the best place for it now, instead of being jank McJank random somewhere.
Well, for the record, that seems to completely fix any issues that I've personally experienced with solid FFCs.
Yep, makes sense.
There is one other instance that I want to take a look at, and that's my moving solid FFCs that will shove enemies, and I like that because it demonstrates how dangerous it is. Okay, so the issue I had was once it started hitting me, I was kind of stuck. But now, like, you can see I can still kind of move.
Yeah, see, it wasn't an issue with solid FFCs, it was an issue with player movement being garbage.
Right. I like this. You can actually escape, because before you get stuck and you were just shoved. So, nice. I like that.
Woo! I'm glad to know newer player movement fixes all of those.
But I do recall you saying that, I think you said you're keeping it as a technically experimental because not enough people have used it and tested it. Well, I mean, yeah. Personally, I've been using it all over the place. So
it's also experimental because it doesn't have all the features yet. Like, for instance, when it pushes you into a wall, you're just in a wall.
Oh, that's a good point. Oh,
Like, it doesn't
well,
do anything. You're in the solid FFC inside a solid vault.
yeah. Yeah, so I guess the
Um,
thought is, like,
yeah,
should it
there's
bounce
no...
off of you, or...
Either should it bounce off of you, should it crush... Well, how can it bounce off of you? Because there's no back and forth motion without the changers, so there's no real way for it to know to bounce off. So it's more, should it stop when it hits you? Should you become, like, should it not be able to do anything? Or should it do what it does now? Or should it, like,
Flatten
squish
you.
you, and
Yeah.
squishing is a thing kind of like drowning and falling? Or... there's all sorts of different ways to handle it, and we need those to be all options. Which there will be options, so it'll be easy enough to say how it works now is the default option, and for Old Quest at least, and voila.
And it would be cool if, like, each FFC you can dictate how you want it to behave.
Yeah, so it could probably be like a drop-down in the FFC editor, which is a new editor, so that shouldn't be bad GUI work.
Like, in this situation, I wouldn't want it to squish you, but in other situations, I might.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just no one has gotten around to doing that yet. Everything, like, solid FFCs was, it was mostly collaborative, I think, between me and Dee Dee, and then I think I did a bit more of the work on the solid FFCs, but then she took that and went running with slopes.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Which, for the record, slopes on FFCs, you can have moving slopes. And it should push you in the same ways that solid FFCs do. So, yeah. Also, do you have any side view areas that might make good use of slopes?
I haven't utilized slopes, but where was it? Jeez, it's a lot further. So I have this.
What the hell? Go back a moment to whatever that screen was that had like a ring in it.
That had a ring in it?
You hit a screen that looked really weird, and maybe it was just a layer screen. Maybe
it might have been a layer screen. Yeah.
It looks like it had an item in it, which looks it's probably just a layer screen.
A lot of those are
it
layers.
It looks really bad palette, but if it's just a layer screen, that makes sense because it's not showing the right palette. Okay. But yeah. So one of the nice things, by the way, with slopes is you know the idea of like having stairs in a side view screen where like you can walk up them or you can go straight under them?
Yeah.
That's a thing you can do.
Yep. I remember you demoed that for me a while back.
Yeah, so slopes and the stuff they can do in side view is super cool.
Yeah, maybe I might go back at this at some point and maybe find a... I mean, I'm gonna have a lot more side view.
Like, actually, so. A good thing, go, like there where you have those ladders, you could probably just make a ramp up.
In this particular case, I kind of like the stair, or the ladders.
Fair, but it depends on where. And there was one other spot where you had just a single ladder. Like, was it to the right or something? Or, does that even connect to anything?
Well, there's a specific purpose for it. This is so that you can torch that without throwing it above you and torching yourself. So.
That would be an interesting problem to have. But I think it was a couple screens, right? Maybe. Up. Yeah, like on the left there, you've got like the one ladder there. Like that could easily be some sort of ramp.
Yeah, I might look into that.
It just improves flow by not needing to change how you're walking.
Yeah.
To go right and then up and then right.
Right.
Especially when you don't have a jump to just jump the small gaps like that. It's big goof.
Oh, and this screen reminded me of this screen. You can only get this by bomb jumping.
What?
Yeah, I mean, it's only 20 rupees, so it's not at all required. But you literally... Yeah, here, I'll show you.
That reminds me of the one room in,
The heck? Okay. Whoa, wait, why can I...
Did it load the wrong DMAP?
Yes, it did. It's because of that, how you have to, you know...
It's because of your palette thing.
This is because of my palette thing?
It's your palette script. That makes the F4 palette do the thing, because your F4 palettes and your DMAP palettes aren't always matching, so it doesn't understand. Because the way test mode determines the correct EMAP is partly by looking at the palette. So since you're not using the palette in that way, it just gets confused.
But yeah, so like you literally can't make that. But
this reminds me of the one room in Ganon's Tower in Link to the Past, which is the only place in the entire game that bonking with the Pegasus boots is required.
It works.
That particular item should cause a pickup string to play that says, "Wow, he really got that," or something.
I mean, I could make it some kind of custom item that does something, or
Or you could also have it be item secret flag on the screen to trigger secrets. Have the secret trigger signpost.
Also,
signpost can be triggered by trigger flags with combo type effects to force a string to play.
Since we're on this screen, I might as well demo this. I have this falling stalactites. It's not a complicated script by any means, but I just thought it was a nice effect. So like,
neat.
And that creates the path right here.
Ooh, fancy.
This gives me so many. Gives me so many. What was it? Isle of Rebirth vibes. Sunken Basin.
I mean, yeah, I did use it for some inspiration, especially since there is some lava in it. But yeah, I'm gonna have a lot more side view than Alpha Birth did. That's for sure. Like this is a mini dungeon before level 4, and it was the first time I messed around with it, and it's the introduction to the player of side view. Later dungeons are gonna have it for sure. I plan on an entire dungeon at some point being side view, which I'm looking forward to.
And also, sometime when you're in a mood to just go over some old code, I would love to fix up your status effect system a bit.
Oh, right. Yeah, we haven't looked at that in years.
Yeah, that one is fairly old, and before all the fancy generic script stuff. The way I would recommend fixing it up is basically going to be taking my database status effect script, and then just merging your custom stuff into it. Because, like, you want an enemy's weapon to inflict a status effect when it hits you. One line e-weapon script.
Okay.
Sorry, one line per status effect. If you want multiple, it can handle that perfectly fine.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's just super good and super easy. And you want an IM script to add the status, like adding a status effect is one line. That's the big thing. And with the e-weapon script does one line, and it sets a property. The best thing is, normally, like, you'd think the e-weapon script would need to keep running or something, right? No, it runs one line and then the script exits.
Wow.
Because it sets, what it does is it creates a local array, puts the data for the status effect in it, puts that local array in the e-weapon's misc array, and then globalizes the local array using a special new function, which, it owns the array. So the array stops being local and becomes script, so it won't happen until the script ends. And I should say it's technically a 2-line script, because, when a script ends normally, it deallocates all of its stuff. And, you know, the quit function that immediately ends a script, well, that also deallocates all of its stuff. There's a new internal function that's just called quit no kill, which quits without deallocating all of its stuff. That's the only difference. So you just basically set it, and it owns the array, and then you quit the script without deallocating that. But objects like weapons, enemies, etc. still deallocate everything they own when they die.
Okay.
So that's basically how it works there.
So how do you...
Okay, are these layer screens right here?
Right here?
Is this a layer screen?
No.
This is blindingly bright white, impossible to look at, hurts my eyes, painful. Like, this looks like I'm staring into the sun.
Well, we'll see if that's a common complaint.
It will be. Like, I can barely tell what's going on. The screen looks like it's almost solid white. Like, there's yellow lines, there's a door and a lever that are blue, and the rest of the screen is solid white. There's no detail on the floor, it is pure white. Everything is solid white. This is
I wonder-
bad and awful.
I wonder if it has something to do with Death Rider's monitor.
Well, also Discord screen share, perhaps.
But, like, this screen looks perfect. This screen looks normal. Like, this is exactly normal without issue. And in fact, if you go back to the bright screen, let me look at it on the YouTube stream as well, which is a very different color balance. I can tell you what it looks like there. Once stream delay. Interesting. Interesting. On stream, I can see detail on the floor, and it's gray instead of bright white. That's interesting. Send me the quest file, quick,
Oh,
because I can just open it in ZQ and see how it looks for me. Because that'll tell us if it's a screen share thing.
send
Ooh.
it to no
Yeah, it might just be Discord screen share, because actually, the
'Cause
ZQ UI does look a little bright,
it doesn't
too.
look at all bad for me.
Like, it looks, on the Discord screen share, that looks impossible to, like, do anything. But the thing is, I will say that the Discord screen share, the ZQ UI looks a bit bright as well. But on the YouTube stream, the ZQ UI looks dim and dull, more than normal. So both of your color balances are off. Where did that just go? Here. Oh, shit. Is that gonna load properly? Looks like it loaded mostly properly. I'm loading it in an older build than you last saved it in, which can be dangerous, but, what map is it?
Map 70 screen. Oh well, OX14. Or no, I'm sorry. I'm telling you what I'm currently at. 6125.
61. Okay, that. Yeah. It's still a little bright, but not. Okay. The blinding white is the Discord screen share. Also, like, the yellow there is like the tile borders. It looks like a solid yellow color smeared across the screen in lines on the Discord screen share. Yeah. I don't know what's up with the Discord screen share settings. Your YouTube settings are too dim. I still think those colors could do with being a little darker. But it's not as bad as I was saying. That's definitely just the screen share. I was like, actually, question. If you go back to it on your end, let me screenshot what I'm seeing and see if you can see the problem in the screenshot, because
Yeah, it's definitely not what it looks like here. Well,
yeah, no,
even my
because then looking at this,
even my
that's what it
header
looks like
even
to
my
me.
header on yours is like a light gray, but that's a dark gray.
And then, can you go back and stay there? Because I want to grab the YouTube as well. Because yeah, because in the Discord screen share, it's like bright frickin' white. In looking at it in my ZQ, it's not that bad. And then in looking at it on your stream, it's even darker. Honestly, what it looks like on the YouTube stream looks good to me. What it looks like in ZQ is a bit brighter than that, which is why a little bit dimmer could probably be good. And then Discord's just fucking it up on the Discord side of things. I don't know what the hell Discord is doing. So yeah. Good to know that Discord is not reliable for colors. It's like, what? Like, is there like a quality setting or something that could, like, no, there's not. Do you have it? What's your stream quality set for? Smoother video, better text readability, or custom?
Discord?
Yeah.
Not sure. Let's see.
Because that's, if I, how do you, yeah, it's, oh. You have to go into change windows to do it.
Yeah, wait a minute. Oh wait, it's set for smoother video.
Try better text readability? Because I'm thinking maybe smoother video is like just fucking with the colors to make the video smoother. Okay. It started very bright, then it flickered to normal colors for like 2 frames, and then went back to super bright. What the hell, Discord?
Oh well,
Yeah.
can't do anything there.
Yeah, Discord's just being stupid. Nothing else to say about it. Yeah, the gray colors there could be a tiny bit darker, but it's not that bad. Discord, like, legitimately made it look god awful. And like all of those squares in the secret combos, those are solid bright white, like FFFFFF color. Which I'm guessing they're not for you. Or, in fact, your color 0 is like a tan, isn't it?
It's a tan.
Yeah, it looks like solid white. Oh,
Yeah, I'm curious about this.
oh, it's not drawing it on the lens layer, is it? It's drawing it higher, so it needs to. What layer is it drawing it on?
0.
No, it's not. It's drawing it to the lens layer bitmap on 0. Where's it blitting it to?
I'm not sure.
Because I think I see the problem. Blit. Oh, lens mask blit 0 lens layer replace colors. What? Scroll down more. Blit. What's draw layer? In near the line 816 has it. Or all of those have it. Yeah. Okay. Switch layer. Draw layer equals. Ah.
So whatever
Ah.
so I take it whatever I say here ends up on the YouTube stream.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't want to try and so I want to avoid trying to upstage whatever DevWide is doing by showing off my own dev.
Yeah, probably. That draw layer. Oh god, that's such a janky hack, mate. Move that entire the int draw layer and the entire switch statement, not anything but that, just that and the switch to the top. Like just under where it gets the layer in the first place.
The normal layer.
Like,
Or yeah, right here.
It should be all the way up there. Yeah. Okay. Now in the loop we made where it says I not equal layer, change that to so line 780.
Yeah.
Add and I not equal draw layer. Because this is some jank hackery of the utmost degree that Moshi's doing here. But that should fix the jank hackery.
Well, it sounds like a regular Tuesday.
Yep. Because what was happening is it was overwriting the draw layer.
Well, that's interesting. It's not showing anything on layer 0.
Well,
Oh,
layer 0 is under the lens layer, isn't it?
The lens layers too, yeah.
So, yeah, it would be drawing over layer 0.
Interesting. I also did
That-
this wrong. Apparently I didn't do this wrong.
Normal that layer 0 would be under it because layer 0 is under it.
How does it vanish?
Sure. So, like, is that black in the center of those tiles supposed to be transparent?
I don't think it is. I'm pretty sure that is just black. Oh, page 70.
Is it? I mean, yeah, things on layer 0 wouldn't show behind it. Like, that makes sense. Uncheck the checkbox next to layer 2 there, because yeah, it doesn't even show in ZQ with that checked.
That's supposed to trigger that.
But yeah, your floor is just hiding the lever in the torch because they're under the layer that the floor is on.
Right.
So yeah, that seems normal. Like I don't see any ZQ or script bug there. That's a
Okay.
you have the things placed wrong bug.
Well, I don't really know how I could. Sword triggers only work on layer 0.
What?
I tried to have that. Well, this is a known thing.
What? But like, what type of trigger are you using?
Sword trigger.
Well, yeah. Why don't you use a trigger flag?
What's wrong with this?
It only works on layer 0. Trigger flags work on all layers. So if layer 0 is your problem, trigger flags are your solution.
I suppose.
Or you could also have, like, there not be floor on the spots that there's stuff on layer 0. I meant not floor on layer 2.
Well, I'm just gonna change what this is.
Fair.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
That script fix would have been needed anyway, I'm pretty sure. Just wasn't the issue here.
Don't really want that. Where was that?
I just looked at chat and see here, changing random stuff until your program works is hacky and bad coding practice. But if you do it fast enough, it's machine learning and pays 4 times your current salary. Fucking true.
Actually, where? Yeah.
Oof.
Could just drop them here.
I mean, I don't see how changing it to a trigger flag would have broken anything else either.
Trigger
should work.
flag meaning a placed flag?
Like, changing it from the inherent flag to the triggers tab should work the exact same, except that it also works on layers. And obviously you need effects, triggers, secrets.
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
Yeah, that should work identically to the Oh yeah. Actually, you could put if you put well, you're always setting it to the next combo, aren't you? So that's
Yeah, it's setting it,
so yeah, that's fine.
and that's not a thing, so it won't be like a two-way thing.
Yeah, I mean that should work the same anywhere else you were using that combo. So could have probably just changed it for everything, but
Did I miss something?
QR's custom weapons or custom combos, probably custom. Work on all layers.
I think I needed
not
that
that.
for push blocks or something. Well, no, I don't know.
No, you need it for triggers on layers with weapons. The weapon tab triggers only work with that, but that's set, so why is it not working?
Wait a
Oh,
minute.
because you didn't change the combo. That's still that's the old combo. You made a new combo and then you didn't place it on the screen.
Okay, thought I did.
Well, that's the old combo that you're editing now.
Oh. Alright.
You didn't scroll down and find the new one that you made.
Right below.
It was in the ship stuff, wasn't it?
Thought it was right below it. I didn't think it was below serve. Oh, it was here.
Ah, there.
Okay. Make sure that this works.
The only thing of note is obviously the lever's not solid if it's above layer 2, but you're using layer 2, so that should be fine.
Yeah, it's good. Oh. Wait.
Do secrets arrow as a trigger flag as well, because it's not. Yeah, the secrets arrow on the other tab. Because it's not re-flipping it when you re-enter the screen is the problem.
Hmm. All right. Cool.
Ooh. And the thing you might question there is, but it's triggered by secrets, and it triggers secrets. So won't that trigger secrets again every time you re-enter the screen? But
I assume you do that
specifically,
check already.
there's already a check there, yeah. Because
Yeah.
if the current trigger is being triggered by the secrets arrow flag, the triggers secrets flag does not take effect.
Hmm.
Also, X states, if you use X states on triggers, X states work exactly the same way that lock blocks and stuff do with the lock block states. Which means if you whatchamacall? If you trigger something that has an X state, then when it re-triggers from you re-entering the room, none of its effects will occur except for combo change, CSET change, I'm pretty sure.
Hmm.
So
I
it's
see.
this happens the first time, and then the X state re-triggers.
Gotcha.
Trigger stuff is so damn complex. But it's a beautiful pack of Legos. Super complex, but you can build however the hell, whatever things you would want.
Where's my?
That's what that's what the new combo editor feels like.
Yeah, it's made like everyone in ZC history. Like think of the crap people did in 190, 192, 210 to do jank setups. Look at Victiv on a bus and his
Oh God.
yeah, documentation. Uh, does it exist? Yes. Is it scattered between multiple places? Yes. Is it good? Somewhat. We have a big TXT file that you have to filter through, which is kind of awful. But because it's kind of awful, we also have this work in progress page that has a lot of stuff but isn't quite complete. Which is a web navigable page. And also, the entire navigation of that is all in a single HTML file with no other files. All of the CSS and JavaScript is embedded in the one HTML file, which then is also included with every download. So every download comes with the up-to-date docs, which actually auto rebuilds the docs that are packaged with the download every time it runs the GitHub build script. So it will always be the latest docs that are packaged with each build. The web link I need to manually update by grabbing the latest HTML and uploading. So that's not automated. But yeah, like the nice thing is you can browse it offline in one HTML file without issue, and it's beautiful. I just need to actually one of these days get the time and energy back around, because like I did a lot of those docs. Actually, the fun thing, that HTML web doc, I originally designed it using a combination of Google Sheets and Google Apps JavaScript, which the sheets held the data basically like a big editable database, and the JavaScript then scanned through those sheets and parsed it all together, created an HTML text output, which it then uploaded to my Google Drive as an HTML file, so I could then take that and do stuff with it. And this was such a painful system. So eventually, I think it was earlier this year in like January-ish, or was it last January-ish? Oh God, time flies and I forget. No, I think it was more recent. I think it was this January that I did the rewrite of it, which now it's using JSON for the data storage, but it's doing so using Python scripts. And not only is it doing it using Python scripts, it has an entire Tkinter Python GUI editor to edit that lets you navigate around all the different pages, edit it. Like, oh my, it's good shit. It's super clean. I spent way too long designing it. But it like even has buttons to like add bold tag, add spoiler tag, etc. Which that's one of the reasons I did my own parsing, is because like this is an example of one of the formatting things I have. Easy tooltip checker. So like you just type like that, and it just, when it parses, goes, oh, that's a tooltip, and handles all the HTML encoding and all of that stuff, and the CSS handles a good chunk of it as well, and the JavaScript handles a good chunk of it as well. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love it so much. It took so long to design well, but it's beautiful. The only problem being actually converting and writing and uploading all of the documentation into this new system is painful, painful, painful. By the way, we also have a wiki now with no pages. Connor made us a wiki.
Nice.
Is it just this URL? I'm like, is it just the repo URL /wiki? Yes, it is. So we have this wiki, which currently has one page, which is the home page, which says, welcome to the ZQuest Classic Wiki. Link to the old wiki. Pending community contributions. That's it. That's the entire wiki. So, but the nice thing there is anyone should be able to contribute to that wiki. So, like, y'all want to write up some tutorials or something? You can go right ahead. That should be available. I assume it probably works the same way that like pull requesting and stuff would if you don't have permissions, or I'm not sure. I have no idea how GitHub wikis work. I've never used them before, so no clue. It looks fancy, so there's that.
Forget how this. I've actually never used this script for this. I wonder if it's just 0.
Also, Orison, cool graphics and stuff in those screenshots you posted in the other server. What, have you not used the script for stuff yet?
Okay, Moosh has a like a hit all triggers thing, and I've only ever used it for blocks, never steps.
You want to do that in Engine without a script?
Oh yeah, the best part about these graphics, Emily, I drew all of those myself.
So like LGA 3, but actually looking good. You can tell I'm not an artist by that. But yeah, you can definitely do this in Engine with these switches without. Did you just set like the triggers, set hit triggers all screen flags, because you don't need those?
Well, I actually think I don't even need them for the script too.
Yeah, but so if you want to do this in Engine, It's the same premise as light all the torches puzzles, which are also very doable. It's combo triggers, of course. So you would just make a button that's step next. That's literally all you would do, and then you would just set contributes to trigger group as a flag on it. And then you would have
Oh.
another combo somewhere on the screen, which you can think of it kind of like an FFC to be running a script. It's just an invisible combo somewhere that's set up. And what that would do is trigger when nothing of trigger group 0 is left, and then trigger secrets.
Okay.
It's super, super easy, and I love it.
I'll probably end up converting all instances of that script to that. And I could do that with blocks, right?
Um,
Block triggers? Like, that's where I was originally using it.
how do the block triggers work?
In script,
Like those are just
not entirely sure, but once the block hits it, you know, it...
so it's blocks being on those positions.
Yes.
Are the buttons on the same layer as the blocks?
In this case they are, but I haven't always been... The switches are always on 0, and blocks can be 0 or 1. I think in one instance it might
Because
be 2.
the way it would work is the buttons need to not exist anymore. So if they're on the same layer, the block will overwrite the button, and the button will no longer exist.
Well,
if they're
now,
on different layers, this won't. Though, I mean,
that's fine,
why
actually.
do engine triggers not work?
Well, that's actually fine, because the only reason I have the buttons on 0 is because Musha's script only checks for 0. I suppose I could just make it check for 1 and 2, but that's why I use, 3 as a negative layer. I would prefer the buttons be on 1, and then, without having to make a negative layer.
Yeah, you can do that easily with the engine buttons.
Okay.
Because triggers work on any layer, so.
I'll keep that in mind, and then I'll have to deprecate that script, essentially.
So yeah, the block triggers is a little more iffy of a use case, but like step buttons is super easy. Like extraordinarily easy.
Cool.
And yeah, and like I said, light all torches. Because basically, if you actually want to look at the combo editor for just a moment. State spawning tab. So there is trigger group val, contributes to trigger group less, trigger group greater. Those are all the related things. So trigger groups, if you hit the question mark there, I forget how many there are. Is it 256? Yep, yeah. 256 trigger groups. So you can have up to 256 different groups per screen.
Wow. That's
so all the things that your counting need to do is be set to the right trigger group and set contributes to trigger group. Because basically the screen, it has a count of how many things contribute to each trigger group that are currently on the screen at all times. So if you have 4 buttons and the button contributes to trigger group, it'll go, there are 4 of trigger group 0 on the screen. Then what you would do is you would have another combo somewhere, which would be set to trigger group 0, and then you could do trigger group val 1, trigger group less. So when there is less than 1 combo of trigger group 0, trigger this combo.
Okay. Yeah, at some point I need to just dive into all of these, and...
Yep. Which, for the record, if you want a good example of that, actually, just open quickly 255example.qst, which should be in your folder.
Yeah, I'll just open that up. I was gonna open another instance, but whatever.
Oh, you have it in your recent. Oh god. I can tell the Discord coloring is off in Classic because that ground is solid white. So this room is these rooms over here. There's 2 dead end rooms just because that room next to them is showing off shutters. But the first room in the top left has the torches. So the top left torch is set to trigger the trigger group when there is less than 1 of it, and the empty torches are counting to the trigger. Or is that torch not?
That's the ignite weapon separate triggers.
Oh, is it the one that they turn in? It's the torch that they turn into. It's not the torch that's sitting there. So those empty torches turn into a different torch than the one that's placed there, because the torch that's placed there goes out after a time. It cycles back. Yeah, so you should just be able to shoot arrows through torches to light things.
Yeah, I do see that this is a different one. Yeah, and it went out.
Yep, yep. Boom.
Okay.
Cause yeah, it just be like that. So
All right, I'm gonna stop that because Nintendo sometimes likes to copyright that music.
oh, music, right.
Sometimes likes to.
There's no sound in Discord screen share, and I muted the stream because of delay, so I didn't even hear music to notice it.
Yeah.
Also, when I play, I have MIDI sound at 0. So I completely
Hmm.
forget that music exists.
So what's the music for this?
It's the original Zelda overworld theme, but it's like a remix of it, I guess, but it's close enough that Nintendo says not on my watch.
I think he meant for this dungeon.
Oh, for this dungeon has no music. Not yet.
Okay. That's
It's
an answer.
it's dead silent so far.
Fun.
So, and this was my first time exploring lens, so there's been weird things like so that's showing the lens trigger right there,
So lens marker flags
but you
draw
can
a solid white square.
right. But what if I just want it? Because like hiding layer 2 should just show the buttons. I would have thought. I don't have
do
actual
you have-
triggers.
Do you have lens marker flags placed?
Oh, did I use the wrong? Oh, I think these need these actually. Block trigger. That's not right.
Oh,
That's not right. That's actually
I'm guessing the
incorrect.
lens also shows block trigger flags.
Yeah, that's fine. I think I just used the wrong ones. Hang on.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I copied this from block triggers, so naturally it would. That's how Moosh handled the
Yep,
script.
it would.
So I bet you, because I don't think his script cares what it is, so long as, oh, yep, there we go. Sweet.
Today I learned that block triggers do that. Which actually, question, what are your settings on the lens item?
Anything,
Flags.
flags.
If you were to set hide secret combos, does that make it not light up block triggers like that?
You want me to experiment with it?
Yeah, I'm curious.
That was block triggers. Castlevania. Yeah, this dungeon will have. I want to have some kind of Castlevania song with it, but don't know yet which one. Oh, it still shows it.
Huh. Okay, good to know. I guess block triggers just be like that.
And I'm okay with that. That's fine with me, but good to know.
That's
Indeed.
a weird thing.
All right. I actually think my dungeon flow may be done.
Doing Lens of Truth dungeons is always so hard.
Yeah.
Though having the ability to do lens triggers so that you actually hard require it makes it a lot easier.
Yes, and I do that in ways that you would like. Even if a player saw something weird, it's a lens thing, so they may not think anything of it, and it's not that weird. So I'm not too concerned about it. Plus, that's what keys are for, using keys to help with the flow.
Yep. And the nice thing is just being able to, like, lens trigger on changes to next combo, and then next combo lens trigger off changes back. And then you can just have something that is walkable as long as you are using the lens.
Oh,
that is an interesting thing.
Yeah, I'd have to think about that. Because, like, I want to follow the logic of, like, Ocarina of Time where, like, that wall isn't a wall, but you just see it not as a wall when you use the lens, meaning you can go through the whole... I think you can literally go through the whole bottom of the well without the lens.
I mean, yeah, because it doesn't actually change anything.
Right, it's just letting you see what is not real. That's the effect I want. But there is definitely an instance like this is actually, this changes into a stair. with a lens trigger, and that's literally just so that you're not. Well, actually, hang on. I think my work with controlling the flow of the dungeon may prevent you from doing that, actually. Because I wanted you to have the lens to go down there, but I think with the way I've established this, you physically can't. I'll have to double check that. Oh, yeah. Well, that happens frequently, Sierra. Which is something I really appreciate.
Yeah.
How many bugs
Hey.
and new features came about from these sessions?
Oh yeah, Death Rider is like my best bug tester out of everyone. So.
I do weird stuff, that's why.
And you have me help you with your scripts, so I guide you to use the most recent stuff that isn't tested yet.
Right.
And I have at least a couple times now written a feature entirely for you. So, you know.
Well, wasn't it during one of our sessions that the whole status system became a thing?
Yeah, like we built the status system for you. I then later ended up building my own because I liked it so much as an idea.
Cool.
No bugs, only bonus features. But yeah, Death Rider, you're damn awesome.
And I've got a long way to go, so you're gonna have me for quite a long time still. I'm only at level 4 out of 12.
Whew!
So, and that's not counting any like post game extra stuff too. So, yeah, I'm here to stay.
If map count becomes an issue, let me know. By the way,
That has genuinely been a concern.
because Connor literally responded to someone in PZC General the other day that was questioning map count, and Connor's like, "Oh, if you have an issue with map count, just let us know and we'll bump it up." So apparently that's easy enough to do.
Oh, thank God. Like, okay, let me just like show. So,
And by the way, you can crank that map count up to 255 right now, and it will increase the memory usage of ZQuest and ZC, but it will not increase your quest file size anymore.
Oh, really? Because I did that before, but it took a long time to like save and load.
That would be the quest file size, yeah. It shouldn't do that anymore.
So I could just do 255 and it won't have that issue.
Hopefully, let's see.
Oh yeah, let's find out. Oh hey, that was pretty fast. Look at that.
Because the thing is, what it's now doing is actually, if you go to, I'm gonna give you a link here to pull up on stream. Let me just grab it quick. It's just gonna be a GitHub link to a particular line of code.
Yeah, that didn't make the file much bigger at all. This was already actually it didn't make it any bigger. Maybe one
It
byte.
it made it how many maps did you add? That many bytes. That's how much it added.
Oh, about 150.
So about 150 bytes.
Makes sense.
So if you were to go to this link, and you can pull that right up on stream for everyone to see.
Yeah, I was actually gonna say I'm just gonna pull this straight up.
And maybe full screen and zoom in a bit because that's very hard to read. All right. So basically, there's this Skur has flags concept now. If you scroll just a tiny bit up, there's the it loads. Or actually, even farther up than this, actually, because there's two different optimizations here. So note first, so there's a byte, which is the map Skur's valid byte. If that byte is not valid, then it actually, for a long time, it was if that byte is not valid, return 0. All of this extra above it is because part of this optimization had a problem where, you know the like blue void screens?
Yes.
There was a problem that was complained about where someone applies auto layer to an entire map, but then after saving and exiting ZQ and reloading, all the blue void screens didn't remember the auto layer.
Oh, okay.
Which that was part of the optimization, is that blue void screens don't take up space. They don't save things. So what I've actually done now is maps now save their last auto layer that you ran on them for each layer. And what this is doing here is if the entire map is blue void, then the entire map only takes up that valid byte, and it is just doing the auto layers here for all of the empty screens. Or actually, this isn't the entire map. There's another section different from this, which is the entire map. This is each screen. So if a screen is blue void, it sets its layers to the auto layers that were previously set on that map. Then Skur has flags, if we scroll down more. So that's a 32-bit value, and it's a bunch of bitwise flags. So if your screen doesn't have a guy or a guy tile or a guy CSET, and all of the room flags are unchecked, and it doesn't have a string and a room and a catch-all, and is there anything else in here? Scroll down. That's it. So if you have none of those things off of their default values, then none of those things take up space.
Okay.
Item. The item and has item state and the X and Y of the item. If you have none of those things, it doesn't... Actually, not none of those things. If the item is not placed, it now forgets the X and Y even. So if there's no item, it doesn't take up space for any of those. With an exception. Screen 80 plus save the X and Y always if they're set, because... well, I did the thing without that first, and then suddenly everyone's items in item sellers were spawning at the top left.
Oh boy.
So I had to fix that. Then here, if you have, so the warp return C is a weird variable because side warps and tile warps both use it. So that takes up space if you have side warps or tile warps. And then tile warps take up space for the warp type, the warp demap, the warp screen, and the warp flags, which is like the checkboxes and stuff in there, and the side warps take up basically the same space. But if any of these sections are all default, it just doesn't take up space anymore.
Okay. Cool.
Combos do the same thing, by the way. If you have a combo and none of its trigger flags are set, then none of the trigger flags take up space. If none of the whiffing is set, none of the whiffing takes up space.
Nice.
Yeah, and that was just screens, but there's another optimization elsewhere. I'm not going to make you scroll to it. It's basically similar to the one at the top of this. If an entire map is all blue void screens, the entire map takes up 1 byte. Because it just goes, all of my screens are default. We don't need any of them.
Wait.
Which does also mean if you were to do auto layers on a fully blue void map and then save, it won't remember them. But if you have even one screen, then it will. So that is minor enough that I don't think it's going to be a problem.
Wait, Sierra, what are you asking about a coconut.jpg?
Oh God, that...
Is that something in here?
No, that's a reference. I don't remember what game it was, but there's some professional game like...
TF2.
I was about to guess TF2. There's just a random JPEG of a coconut in the game files, and if you remove it, the game crashes.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Why?
No one knows.
That's pretty great.
Yup.
Oh, they also asked a question.
And yeah, the doing things with those, the maps existing even blank does increase memory usage. That is the only problem, because in memory they are there, even if they are void. It's just that when it goes to save them to file, it is smart about saving it to file. So it doesn't increase your file size and your save time. It does still increase memory usage. So like if you were to look at Task Manager and look at the difference, like you will probably notice a difference. It shouldn't be that bad. Like we were at an issue with memory before in the 32-bit version, or 64-bit now. And I mean, we still have a 32-bit build, but that build's not going to last long. There's already some bugs that are only happening in the 32-bit version that we're having issues debugging, so it's like, oof. Yeah, the moment you change that map count, it reallocates memory for the maps, so that should increase Task Manager's usage.
Huh. It flickered up a little bit, but then dropped back down to what it was. Oh, no. Yeah, it's about 20 bytes more? Or 15 bytes, maybe?
Bytes?
Maybe not. I don't know. I thought it was 1040 something before.
Is that in MB, or...?
Is that what?
I can't see the unit there. What's the unit of measurement?
Oh, megabytes.
So 10 there, that would be like 10 kilobytes.
Oh yeah.
Not bytes, which sounds more accurate.
Oh, actually, I'll still increase the maps as I need them, but I was just gonna show the fact that I'm already at 73 because of course I use a lot of layers, so that
Yeah,
consumes a
exactly.
lot of
Layers are a
maps.
whole thing.
And then in terms of D maps, like I wasn't as concerned about D maps because I'm up to 47 and out of
Yeah, because you don't
511.
need more for layers, and yeah,
Yeah,
D-maps have always been bigger.
right.
Which the one thing I see there being a problem with, when we go to expand map count, there's going to be places that use map as a byte, and we're going to need to do the size increase thing for all of those.
Mm.
And that's going to be a little painful. That's the only thing that's really an issue at this point. And I mean, raising the max maps, we will, you will be using more memory when you use more, but you only use the more memory if you use more maps. So
Yeah. Well, I'm just glad to hear that this is something that has been talked about because it has been a concern of mine thinking about like again I'm only up to level 4 and I'm on map 73.
yeah. By the way, have you used relational or dungeon carving mode at all?
No.
Those might be getting better soon.
Okay.
I heard from a little, not quite a birdie, more a flying creature from Zelda, who is blue.
Oh, okay. Dimitri.
Yes, Dimitri, that's the one.
All right. Well, I should have been in bed about an hour and 52 minutes ago, but
Oh,
Alright,
big
I
see
oof.
ya.
believe I
Yeah.
pretty much finished the
Oh,
flow.
roll off?
Huh?
Yes, I'll be rolling off now.
Okay.
Yep, see ya.
Yep. Have a good night. But yeah, I'll be heading off. Sierra, thanks for hopping in. It's always great to have someone new hop on stream or in the videos and getting involved, joining all the servers immediately.
Yeah, and let me just throw in the chat here. I want to go to this channel pins this link, paste, and probably also invites are disabled here because probably there's a pinned permanent invite link. This is the permanent invite link, and here's this one. So these are just all the discords. Those are the two, the dev server on top and the community server on second. So
Where did you post that?
in the YouTube chat for Sierra.
YouTube links are blocked. They're in the
Oh.
my dev server. You could just post them in general.
Of course, links are blocked in YouTube, and it gives me no feedback whatsoever that there's anything blocked.
Yeah, I wish it would. And well, actually, what's funny is
Can you like mod me or something?
I didn't even see you post anything.
Oof. Yeah, can you
I
like
can.
mod me?
Yeah, I suppose I can.
I also posted links earlier, and it gave me no feedback whatsoever that there was a problem. So that's good to know.
Oh wait, there's two different kinds of moderators now.
Oh, fun.
Well, I'm just gonna make you that one. That seems sufficient. I made you the mod that used to be normal mod, but yeah, Sierra's in the TON development. So
well, in that case, knowing that my other links didn't send, I will also resend that, which was when I was talking about the docs. I'm just sending all of those in general in your Discord right now, and then I'll also resend them in the chat now that I should be able to do theoretically. Of course, it doesn't new line. Oh, chat doesn't.
Oh,
like
and
new lines.
I did actually link.
Oh,
I think
I am now a managing moderator of this channel. As soon as I sent a message.
I think I did link those in important links. Yeah.
I know you linked the dev server one. I figured linking them again in the chat directly would be faster.
Cool.
Yeah. Then the last Discord link there is the PZC community server as well, Sierra. So that's another good one. Official dev server is what's your Discord handle?
Mine.
Sierra's.
Oh, it's Sierra. Well, it's
I'm
Silver
just
Sierra.
curious. Ah, oh, it's the same.
In the general
Gotcha.
chat, you can see that they just joined.
Oh, then Then they are not in the dev server.
Oh, they may still need to do the verification thing. Isn't that in
Oh
the
wait,
dev server?
wait. Let me right. Because I'm trying to add them in general. That wouldn't work if they weren't verified yet. New users at Sierra. Oh yeah, you're not verified. So let me just ping you and then use the ping as a way to verify you. Verified. There you go. Now you have access to the whole dev server. Yeah, you just hadn't posted in the verification channel yet, so.
All right. I guess I didn't read your lens of truth affect more than one layer thing. Oh, we already talked about that. That possibly being a configural thing. That's
Yeah,
right.
what I'm thinking is a set. The thing is, the script access is going to need to change, and that's going to be. I'm going to need to make the old script access do some weird shit, and I'm going to undocument the old script access and create a brand new whole script access that will be an array. Which the array will be each 7 indexes, similar to how the other things work. The 0 index won't do anything because layer 0 doesn't interact with these things, but like the high layers is a 7 array and this 0 index doesn't do anything, so that matches how those work. And each value will be 0, 1, or 2, which there will be constants for. The 0 will be normal, the 1 will be hide with lens, the 2 will be show with lens.
Okay.
The fun problem is writing to the old script variable is going to need to wipe all of them to 0 except set one of them. And then, but you'll need to remember whether, but there's not only the ones, but there's not only the layer, there's whether it's hide or how the hell does it currently work? I'm confused.
Sounds like there'll be a lens rewrite. Oh boy.
Oof, Sierra, that sounds painful.
Your
But
work Discord. Oh, you have work Discord. That's interesting.
I have not a work Discord. This is effectively my work Discord.
Eh.
uh,
All right.
yeah.
Well, I really should call it here, but
Yeah. Get some sleep.
yeah.
You definitely need it. You do a lot of work on this shit. So.
But yeah, thanks again, Sierra. I mean, I don't always stream dev to YouTube. Sometimes I'll ping anyone who wants updates. There's a reaction role, and I'll just stream it in the dev voice chat. So.
Ooh, esports, nice.
Oh wow. Oh, you also stream.
All right. Good night, Sierra. Good night, Death Rider.
But yeah, have a good night. Thanks for joining, both
Peace
of you.
out. Yep. Always glad to help. Have fun with that entire floor being the wrong color. I'm like, oh, this one screen's wrong because that stuff's blue instead of purple. Oh, it's supposed to be blue?
Yeah, well, now that I know, it's just a matter of going to each room and
Yup.